Good night. How are you doing? Share the live. Share the live. Share the live. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. I had to let y'all see the new backdrop. Can you hear me? Let me know if you're hearing me clearly. Put some thumbs up if you're hearing me. Let me go. Let me go. Share the live. Share the live. Hey. Now, I want to share this live. This is the first Behind the Soca segment for 2025. Hey. We gotta run some tunes. Ooh, 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 ooh. How you feeling? How you feeling? Yeah, no, man. I want to know how you feeling. How the year started for you? If it started great, drop some flames. Share the live. We have two powerful women on the live tonight. Hey. 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 Maddie Vibes, good night. DJ Brandon, good night. Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go. I want to bless the place before I bring the guests on. And to do that, we're drinking wine. You're starting early. Miss Callie, big up yourself. Let me do it like this now. We need to do it like this. This. We need to bless the place. Yeah, man. Share the live. Let me go. 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 If you know you're ready to receive and welcome all great things in your life for 2025, blessings gonna find me, yeah. Favor's gonna find me, yeah. Money gonna find me. You're blessing the place. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Share the live now. We're on a different frequency. This is the first Behind the Soca segment for 2025. And what better way than to bless the live? Yeah? Yeah, 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 yeah. When you're gonna find me, yeah. Good night, Joyce. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Blessings for 2025. And you drop some flames. We're receiving all the blessings this year, right? Share the live. Share the live. Share the live. Let me go. Let me go. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. When you gonna find me? Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Frontline ticketing, good night. We just blessing up the live before we get into it. Yeah. No, we're going to free up ourselves. We're getting ready to bring the two powerful women in the business of the life. You deserve all the goodness that comes your way, so just free up yourself. Play yourself. Know yourself. Don't underrate yourself. It's you alone who puts in the work. Okay. Don't let your eyes on you. And if I feel like petting, for those who are just joining in, all you notice we have a new backdrop, right? You think so 2025, right? You deserve all the goodness that comes your way, so just free up yourself. Play yourself. Know yourself. Don't underrate yourself. It's you alone who puts in the work. Soca Dread, big up yourself. Just waiting on the invite, the request. Flynn. Waiting on the request from the guests. In the meantime, taking the new backdrop, people. Yes. If you know you're blessed and highly favored, put your hands up there. You deserve all the goodness that comes your way, so just free up yourself. Play yourself. Know yourself. Don't underrate yourself. It's you alone who puts in the work. Don't count your blessings that got your eyes on you. No bad energy around here. None at all.
Oh,
Look at these fresh faces.
almost forget my drink.
What? Good night. Good night. Wait. Oh, let's hear me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
realized I was too close. I know they hear me clearly, right?
Yes.
Wait, what is in the you know how long I haven't seen a small talk?
You said bring your drinks.
Oh yeah. I want to tell you something. I have water. For good reason though. For good reason. For some reason my stomach hitting me. I don't know if it's news because I have two powerful women on the life tonight. I don't know what it is.
We will take
But
that. We taking
yes.
that.
You
Yes.
taking that? You'll take that.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure y'all could see the comments, see the hearts, see all the people that join in. Because some people in the comments have questions as well. And somebody else is sending a request to join. Just know it's just about Avalon Gomez and Gabrielle Gendre-Chandler tonight. Okay, people? But I know that you guys are going to come in black, so I decided to wear white. And I know that Avalon is all about marketing. So I made sure I had this done
But
just for today.
when
Love
I
it.
clicked the live and I saw it, I was like, okay, 2025.
Yeah.
Come through.
Because
Come
if
through.
you tuned in last year, you saw the backdrop.
I saw the backdrop from last year, yeah.
We were starting. So
I
let
love
me
it.
just make sure my volume is all the way up. And I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight on the live. And thank the guests on the live tonight for joining us because I know we have a lot of information to put out that people wouldn't normally get unless they really have a full-on conversation with you both. So let's start it because time is of the essence and you are very busy. Right? Look with the faces.
Look, I
Girl,
think
you have
Gabby
no
and I
idea.
look
Yeah.
like the day we having
I know.
today.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I was on the way home and I was like, oh my God, I feel so blessed. But I had to make sure and turn it on, right? So I wanna ask you all how has 2025 started for you? What were you expecting, if anything? And if not, what do you hope for the rest of 2025?
Yeah. You wanna go? You want me to go? All right.
You start
Um,
now,
I
girl.
think I think 2025. Whilst I think everybody was kind of, we want to get to 2025. We're praying for 2025. We can't wait for 2025. I feel like it just came and slapped us. Like it just
Really?
starts off. It starts off with a pace. Like it starts off with a pace. So 2025 has started off like on gear two, right? I mean, I think that, however, with it starting off with a pace, it exceeded expectations.
Good.
I would say that on my side, it is exceeding expectations.
That's
So I would say that's a great
that,
start.
that that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great start.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess similar to Avo, 2025 has started. I mean, we at the end of the first week of
Right.
2025, and things already going. Like Carnival, for me, Carnival starts in November. So it's been, so I want to say 2024 has kind of flows like seamlessly into 2025. But we're grateful for it all, for the work, for the things that coming our way, and it really has started off with a, like I would say, with a pace.
With
So
a piece.
it's
Yeah.
pace, but we're looking forward to it. So we're definitely looking
Love
forward
it.
to it.
Yes,
Yeah.
well, I know for the people in the industry, they say pace is good. So we say something that as a blessing, right?
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
I
pace
had
is
to jump
great.
had to
Pace is
jump
great.
at that show in Gardner because I was like, nah, we need to start this off right this year. We gotta bless
Yeah.
the place. So for the people that's joining that are not aware of who you two powerful women are, and I keep saying powerful women because my goodness, you guys are, I don't know, like guys are bunnies. Oh no, look, we have Casey. What? I'm not frightened for Casey. You see if Kyle come on, then I will shake. But
Jesus.
good night to Casey on the line. Happy that you are well. I know what's going on in your area. Um,
Yeah.
so I want the people on the live to know who you ladies are and what part of Trinidad you are representing.
Okay. So I'm.
Gabby.
My name is Gabby LG, but it really stands for Gabrielle Chandler.
Right.
And I am a production and stage manager from Trinidad, who is based in South. So big up Sando.
Lord.
Born
Lord.
born and bred in San Fernando. So I am
Trinidad Blue.
representing South Trinidad, but definitely Trinidad on the whole. So yeah, but yeah, that's what I do. I am Gabby. I own LG Stage Management, and we are a production and stage management company.
We get in there. So if I come and ask you again, I kind of
Yeah.
getting the vibe that Amo is juggling right now. And she laughing because she knows it's true. All right, Amo, you're up.
Commitment. All right. So I am Avalon Gomez, founder and CEO of Avel Brand Management, and we're an entertainment management and brand marketing agency operating highly in the entertainment industry. So we get to work with amazing persons
No,
like
no,
Gabby
no,
and
no, no, don't.
Rane.
She said like me, and we get to work together. We get to
And we
work
get to work
together.
together
We
to
work
make
together.
No,
magic.
no, no, but
We get to
hold
work
on.
together to make things happen.
No, hold on. While you're working together to make things happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna piece together everything. So you're gonna just say who you're from, who you are, and where you're representing
All
internationally.
right. So I'm representing San Fernando. I'm
Really?
well, no, I live San Fernando now. So I live San Fernando now. But country girl to my heart, born and grown
What?
Sandy Grande, born Toco, grew up Sandy Grande, live in San Fernando now. So
Wow.
country girl morals. So South was the best fitting place for me to really settle because South
Okay.
persons have the same morals and values.
Because South is love.
But
Yeah,
hold on a
South is
second
love.
now. Wait a minute now. I always thought you were from the east, but I more pictured Arima, Santa Rosa side there. So when Gabby said she's represented San Fernando, I'm like, yes, I'm on my side. Because like all the guests from
Very
south.
well. I'm from the east,
Mm.
but I don't live in the east
Right,
now.
right, right, right.
Yeah,
I
but
was
okay. So
never
I'll rep
gonna
the east. I'll rep the east tonight for you.
appreciate it. Sorry,
I,
Gabby. You
I,
having
but just remember where you're living, eh? Good. Just remember where you're living
that
now.
sounded like a stone's throw away boy. Oh my gosh. But listen, I only know of two people from well, three people from Toko. Patrice, right? Patrice Roberts, Miss Kali, she's another soca artist as well, and Keyshawn Walcott. So now
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know you. Yes.
So now you know me. So now you know me.
So tell me, ladies, what does woman empowerment mean to you?
All right. Gabby, just keep giving me the
Um,
That's
you want me to go? You want me to
so
start?
I would say
Okay.
So to me, woman empowerment is really, I like to say, sending the elevator back down, because as we grow, I feel it's important that we don't forget other women who probably trying to build, who trying to learn and trying to grow as well. It also looks like sharing resources. Sometimes it just looks like listening, just holding the hand of another woman or being a listening ear to another woman, creating that space for another woman to really grow and thrive. And as I said in the first instance, sending the elevator back down. Because I feel like sometimes we get in positions and then we forget. And we try to always hold on to the position for us alone. But it wouldn't take anything away from us if we help somebody else too.
I
So for me, that's what woman empowerment,
Yeah.
means to me.
And I think too, similar to that, like how Avo said, creating space is also that creation of space for women to show what we can do, because sometimes all they need is the opportunity to show that, hey, we are excellent and we are great at things, and that are, people like to use this phrase, this male dominated industry and all of
right.
that, but it's also us showing that once we create that phrase, sometimes it make me like, ugh, but it shows that we, once given the opportunity and space to just be women in an industry, that we are fantastic, and we can and will do great things, because it's I guess we just need that space to work
Yeah.
and build and develop our craft like anybody. Man, woman, child, goat, cow, it doesn't matter. We get into this space, and we can just, based on merit alone, just show that, hey, we could work, we could do what we need to do, and we could be excellent at it. So it really is just that. That space is really important that Apple
Yeah.
mentioned.
And that what she said about sending the elevator back down, like wow, I never thought about that. Like that's a whole different aspect of it, And Gabby, as you're talking about the male dominant space, do you think like it's tougher for females doing what you do?
If do I think it could what?
Do you think it's tough? It's tough on females, like doing what you do in the industry. Do you think it's tougher on females?
I mean, I'll give it the honest answer, in that working in this industry generally is hard, right? And I think, as a woman, it's important to mention that yes, there are things that, because we are women, you have some people with some outdated mentalities, and
Right.
they tend to view that there's a certain amount of limitation to what we can do. Like, I have had people tell me, hey, girl, I really wanted to hire you for this job, but X investor or X promoter didn't know if a woman could handle it, which,
Right.
at a certain point, I'm like, okay, cool, but I mean, I can do the job, but it comes with that. But I would say, and I mean, I could get slammed for this, there are times in the industry where me being a woman has actually benefited me,
Right.
where I have found ways that being a woman, I mean, I generally a little rough, don't get me wrong,
We
but
know.
when we, but there's something about that feminine touch and that quality, right? That sometimes in my line of work, dealing with men sometimes is easier because I'm a woman.
Okay.
Because I
Because
know how to address and deal with certain male egos, and that not everything has to be an argument and a fight and an aggression. And is that I could I could identify when it's a certain something I'm dealing with as a woman and be like, hey, I could use my feminine touch to actually de-escalate or improve the situation. So there are times where, yes, from an external standpoint, you could meet certain barriers, but there are times where, from an intrinsic thing, once you identify your role and power as a woman, man, you could make anything work in the industry. For me,
I feel
everything.
like women are very meticulous as well, and the eye for detail is
impeccable.
beyond, right? Yeah. So why not?
Definitely.
But when for me, like you said, they were like, oh, they don't know if a woman can handle it. If I had heard that, I'd have been like, challenge accepted.
I,
It's a fine
Still,
that's
project.
that's
I
that's that's
I
me.
just I just exactly, because I don't know what I can and cannot say on this live, because if I were to really give you the answer, I told the person, it was like,
No, so I will let you know, and this is what I have to tell a lot of people because they always be like, what I can say. and some of the viewers always remind you that this is behind the soca.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't want to say something for not fear, but it's your business and you don't want it to hinder your business and
No.
yourself, I totally get that. But here is you say what you have to say. Look, see what you have to say. The earring falling off. They even curse. So go right ahead.
I could curse. I don't curse.
Oh no, don't,
So
please don't tell. No, Gabby, you cannot. You cannot.
and
You
a dear
cannot curse.
angel, don't worry
You
about me.
cannot curse. You can
I
sound it.
mean,
You can sound it out.
but I'll
Fine.
say it like this. My response is show me the part of the job where I need the penis, and then I'll tell you why I can't do it. That was my response.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show me the part of
I,
the job where I need that extra piece of equipment to get the job done,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you, no problem, I can't do this job. And that is the mentality I have toward people who try to fight women and their capabilities in this industry.
Right, right. I want to say good night to Mary's Angel. I have to say the people that always love doing it. So good night to you all and Happy New Year once again. If you missed it, we have Avalon Gomez and Gabrielle Chandler on the live. So, Avo, tell us the name of your company and
okay.
what year was
Aval.
it established.
What year it was established?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to touch on what you were talking about before.
Yes,
Everything that Gabby explained is basically the fact that our emotional intelligence is a bit higher than men. Sorry for the men on the live, but it's true. So we problem solve a little quicker. We are able to pacify situations also instead of kind of just going up in a
escalating.
gear, yeah, and escalating the situations. I think it really deals with emotional intelligence, you know.
Right.
And I love when people tell me I can't do something, so then I do it 3 times just so that they
Yeah,
know it wasn't luck
yeah,
either. Like this is how it
yeah.
is, right? So Avalon Gomez and Avel Brand Management, and we were founded in 2017, coming off of me being a promoter for 9 years.
So
Something
I was digging.
people don't
No,
know.
I was digging, right? And I was like, I think she used to do a boat, right? No, wait, I think she used to do a party. And I said, I'll ask because I don't want to assume,
Yes.
right?
So I came off the legs of being a promoter for like 9 or 10 years. Boat
Mm,
rides, land events. So the first time the Harbour Master ever sailed in Trinidad and Tobago, it was my boat ride, and that's things I'd never leave.
wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you have like a scrapbook or like a book of memories that you put all your things that you achieved that wowed you and
No, no, just recently I was actually trying to go back on Facebook and find pictures, from the boat ride days, and I could have hardly found anything
wow.
because my Facebook from then got hacked, so the new Facebook, and I was like, this is something I really want to do. Like I want to see pictures from when Zero was sailing and everybody used to take pictures of the boat and horn pass and all these things. Like I want to do these things, so that's a good idea. I think I will look into that
If you
scrapbook.
had photographers, hopefully maybe they'll help you find
A lot. So, and I will say this again boldly on the live. A lot of the photographers now who are in events, or some of them now have gone on to corporate photography.
okay.
Yeah, they started on Zero and they started on Hunt Plus.
Mm,
So I was able in navigating the entertainment industry now. I always have that also because they always be like, well, no, when we needed a chance, you gave us. So what
right,
you need?
right. That's what it's all about too, though.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's all
Yep.
about. I'm happy you would say that. I'm
Yeah.
very happy you
Yeah.
would say that. Gabi, what is the name of your company and what year was it established?
Okay, so it's LG Stage Management.
Mm-hmm.
It was formally established in 2019 in terms of like registered and all of that.
Right.
But in terms of when I started like just operating as a stage manager, and calling it LG Stage Manager before I went through the formal process,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
like, like maybe it's 2010 or even before I was actually probably still in school.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
just want to let people on the live know, as Gabby mentioned, registering her name of her company, how important it is. And I know Avo, she spoke about this because Avo's put up little tips here and there, right? And you had to catch it, right? Because it's like a 24-hour
It's
post.
Yeah.
a 24-hour gem.
Yeah, so it is very important to register your brand
Mm-hmm.
name. Like this here behind me, name and logo was registered before the first song was even released, right? Coming off of working in an intellectual property law firm and doing the ropes of the trademarks and the patents and so on, I was like, before I dropped my first song, 2018, I had this registered. So it's still registered and good for till 2028. So, it is very important. Make sure you register your company, right? It is important. So I want to know when or what made you decide to become entrepreneurs?
Mm.
It's
Uh,
how God face light up.
yeah.
You want me to go, Avo?
You could go, yeah, you could go ahead. Anyone.
I really wanted to just have this gonna sound cliche. Okay, like I was always very happy in my careers because I've been in several careers in the past, but but I've always done stage management and production on the side, and I was a classically trained musician and all of those things before. And no, it was that I wanted a sense of overall fulfillment, and I really wanted a sense of freedom with my time. No, that does not mean that working for yourself is easy and that you have plenty time. You will have less time than you've ever had in your whole life,
Right.
but it's the
Correct.
freedom. You see, like the word
It's the
freedom
freedom.
there was
Yeah.
important. It's like the freedom of designing how you spend your time was something that I really think I needed at a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like my fine. And like I said, that sense of fulfillment, I really loved my past jobs and past careers. But I was happy, but I knew that this was really the way that I would feel that sense of total purpose and fulfillment. So that's what made me make that step.
That's important. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For me, it was very similar. I came out of corporate finance, right? Working in credit union for years, then navigating. When I was a promoter, I just fell in love with the whole entertainment, creative aspect, and I really wanted also just the freedom to create, freedom to choose to. Like, I want to choose who I work with, who I work for. And then it also came with knowing that, okay, if you don't work, then you don't eat.
Oh,
And that, yeah, and that also, I think, gave me more responsibility because when you also have a day job at 8 to 4, you know your money sure. So
right.
you can take a sick day and your money can still be sure. But
It depends,
we
right?
have
It depends on the
well, it
company.
depends. It depends on the company.
Right.
But we really have to work for it. But I really enjoy and always wanted that freedom. I wanted to be able to choose where I spend my time, what I spend my time on, who I spend my time with,
With
who I pour into, and that is why, yeah. And I just find it was I just didn't want anybody to tell me when to clock in and when to clock out. Let me decide that. And our lunch was not long enough.
Right. You
if you,
wanted
1 hour lunch,
yeah, so
yeah.
if you realize, really, you see now, the thing is that it's food now. We study and now we had to now feed ourselves and we
right.
want longer lunch because
And
we
we
like
want
to eat.
lunch hours.
So it
Oh,
really come down to the fact that we like to eat.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Although we went from an hour lunch, right, to eating on the go.
Yeah, eating in the car.
Eating in the car, eating, not eating at all at 9:34. But
Wow.
I will choose it again.
Every morning I'll wake up and choose
Yeah.
this over 8 to 4. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Correct.
because you're answering to yourself, right? And you don't have to, boss, I'm not coming to work today.
Well, we answer to clients too, huh?
We do.
But yeah, we
So
do answer to clients.
there is a lot of accountability, a
Yeah.
lot of accountability. Because remember, these people are now dependent on us,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and to an extent, we are. in very large capacities responsible for the outcome of in Avalon's case it might be their product, their event. For me it's their show, it might be their rehearsals, it might be their entire production. So we are very accountable. So yeah, we could probably stretch and take a little few extra minutes sleep and don't have to clock in, but the
Right.
level of responsibility that sometimes is on our shoulders
Yeah,
is a lot. It
it's
is a
heavy.
lot.
It's very
So
heavy.
how hard or how easy was it for you to make that decision to say quit and wait
Um
and start again?
well, for me, it was very difficult. So prior to, okay, so I'll just jump into this. Like prior to doing stage management full time, I worked in marketing for a couple of years. Then I was an auditor,
Okay.
a ISO standards auditor. So I am, that's where the extra attention to detail and all those things come from. It's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
transferable skills that I built up over the 10 years of
Yeah.
working before I did this full time. But right before I was a high school teacher, which a lot of people don't know about me unless you know
What?
me personally. So I taught English language and literature for 5 years
Wow.
at an all girls school, and the hardest part of leaving my job was the kids.
Yeah.
Because as a teacher, if I mean anybody in this life who would have ever taught, teaching is not a job, it is a vocation, and one that I loved and something that I really was very invested in. I really love those kids, and like investing in their education was something I took very seriously. And leaving was very hard. Like I actually tried to leave twice. But then you have an exam class. I was teaching a school that did the Cambridge exams, and
Okay.
like you have a class that was in Form 4 going into Form 5. It's like, oh my god, I need to see my babies to the
Right.
end. And then your next group of Form 4s is like, oh my god, I have to see my babies to the end. And that kept me there for a while longer than I really wanted to, but it was difficult. And I mean, like Apple said, the security of a salary. Because let's be real, especially coming out of COVID, where if I was doing this full time, I don't know what have been happening with no events taking place. Yes,
Listen.
I'm sure I would have pivoted, but as a teacher teaching online, I was still making a salary, and it made that challenging time just that much easier.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So
so
it's funny
it was hard.
mentioned COVID because, well, you know my job, right? And my contract was coming to an end 2019. And at that time, I was, having conversations with Anson Soberov. And I said, well, I want to get out and take the music seriously. And he was like, don't do that. Like, make sure your foot in the door. Because I was just starting. Make sure your foot in the door good first and so on. And the next year comes COVID. And I said, boy, happy I listened to him. Because I don't know what I would have done. I'd have been like, what the hell? So I get what you're saying where the salary
Yeah.
security, especially when the ground underneath you is not really solid, right? It's still like the sand could still sift away or whatever the case, and you're not sure, and bookings and all that ain't all that 100 and so on. So especially when you have bills and mouth to feed, you have to ensure that you're secure. While some people might be like, okay, how you're juggling it and so on, and you need to one or the other.
Yeah.
You had to weigh your scales, right? So, was it hard for you?
So for me, it was a little bit different. I already left my corporate
Right.
job because work was affecting the line. Because
Mm-hmm.
remember, I was already dependent in being a promoter, and
Right.
in being a promoter, you also have to go plenty events. So I was a party girl, and
Yes.
the struggle was going to a corporate job, right?
Right.
On a Monday after a boat ride.
Yeah.
Because Sunday is for boat
Yeah.
ride, and the Monday, yeah. Oh, but in all seriousness, my son, when I had my son also, I was working like Eastern Credit
Okay.
Union. And I remember sometime he wasn't well, and I wanted to stay home with him because when he was small, he had like asthma. And they told me I couldn't take more than 3 days. And I find that was so unfair, and probably it was postpartum depression, so I submitted a resignation. I was not thinking. I
Yeah.
submitted a resignation because to me, that's more important than anything else. I will figure it out. And then I have a mother who, well, spoiled me.
Right.
So by extension, she was spoiling my child.
Yeah.
So I just left, right? And then like they told me, okay, take the week and come back. And when I went back, I was like, nah, still, I just wasn't feeling it. I already kind of had my mind made up that I wanted something else. And so I just say, well, no, I want to keep the resignation and I'll leave. And I probably was almost hungry for a while before saying, well, no, I need to really get on my grind.
Right.
I probably hungry for a while. People will tell me I'm joking or lying, but
They don't
I think
know.
my mother had to really say like, okay, you're on shit now, do something. You can't just, promotion or throwing parties is not sustainable. So think about this, right? And
Yeah.
for a while, I made my stubborn self. I tried to show her how sustainable throwing parties really is because sometimes the bag big,
Right.
but then sometimes,
Sometimes the
right?
bag have nothing in it too, you
Sometimes the
know?
bag very, very empty, and you need to go in another bag.
Yeah, sometimes
And
our bag bust.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I back bust. So I really had to just look at myself too and be like, okay, what you really want to be your legacy?
Yeah.
Like what I wanted to be my legacy and what I want to be known for. And I said, you could basically take your same skills, your same degree, same teachings, everything, and do something more with it and something better. And
Yeah.
that was it.
Gabby keep
Yeah.
me saying hi.
Hi, Kiffy. Hi. Oh, what I don't have, what is my glasses?
Listen,
Ah.
I people always why she's an artist, why she always in her glasses? I'd be like, bitch, I need to see. Like I don't
I'm
understand.
Right?
blind. I'm blind. I'm
I have
blind.
to ask if my
No
video
one
is my video blurry?
say that again?
Is my video blurry?
No.
Oh.
Gabby's is
Oh, because I was wondering if it was my Wi-Fi. Okay.
no,
Oh,
it's
is it
like
me?
sometimes when you're moving up a lot, it gets blurry. So Gabby
Okay.
you're moving, so it's blurry.
Oh,
But I get what you're saying. Sometimes you have to take that leap of faith, right? And step out and do that. So I totally get what you're saying. And being a child that was real bad with asthma, I get where you're coming from.
yeah, my son was
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I've lost friends as kids to asthma. So you have to see about you because at the end of the day, like what I will always tell my shipmates, see about the junior sailors, see about yourself because they will blow the bugle and Lady Reed, give your family the flag, and then have an next sailor in your
And
spot.
then have somebody else
You
to
have,
replace me.
Correct.
yeah, you have
The
to
Yeah.
think about you. So what was it? So you said your mom was like, get up and get right. But what was the feedback like from friends and family when you said, you know what, I'm gonna venture off on this side and I did. And even this bird in the nest and I go in and grab this bird that flying.
Yeah. The people who know me, like really know me, know like my mindset and how determined I am. So they were just like, well, we know if you put your mind to something, it's going to happen. They would more be worried for anybody who tried to kind of stop that. Because yeah, I'm very determined. So if I say I'm going to do something, it's going to get done. And all I really need is one person to say I cannot get it done or I will fail at it. And to me, that's more motivation. And then that's why we're here now, years after,
Yeah.
and successful because there were people who say, nah, you
And
would never, you can't operate in as Gabby said before, a male dominated space. And, or you need a man next to you in order to operate. Yeah. So
yeah.
that was motivation. Yeah.
So you call this into existence and for some reason now you're blurry, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Gabby, how was
I,
it?
I
um
did now?
No.
Blurry still?
Yeah.
I seen you, Claire Avo.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know, maybe just so for me, I want to say for my entire life, my family has been very supportive of any decision that I would have made. I think because they realized at a very early age, I was very sure of who I was and what I wanted. And that regardless of what it was, I mean, and now don't get me wrong, I was a difficult teenager because I was always like a rebel. I never wanted to listen. So it was like, well, if you tell me I'm not gonna do that, I'm making sure. What she wears with no self, I don't want to wash she wears. Like, I
What?
don't know, right? I'm just saying. I was very stubborn as a child and as a teenager, but my parents had always seen a certain kind of determination in me to do whatever I put my mind to. So when I would have left convent and everybody was like, go into law, go into law. Nah, I want to do literature. And
Okay.
everybody's like, crazy? Like you gonna waste time to go and do a degree in literature. I'm not gonna carry anywhere. And I went on. I did a degree in lit and I did a theater degree. I did a master's in cultural studies. Things that people were like, you could have been this and you could have been that. But you see, they not in here. They don't. They are the ones that with that they're not in my brain when the night
Right.
come. They don't understand what I'm trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
But luckily for me, my family and my husband, so shout out to Dream, they were
Pick
always
up the ring.
very they were always very, very supportive of Gabby is gonna be good and great at whatever she puts her mind to. So you know what? It's just to let her do it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
let her do
Yeah.
it. And I guess that was it. They gave me the space to just be myself. And most importantly, so yeah, they supported me by letting me be me. And that was like the most incredible thing that I'm so grateful for because you know, I don't have a partner on a stick. I don't have any children. I don't have no
The reason
children.
like of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
Me, I have no
up
youths.
here?
Yeah. I don't have any children or anything. But it you know, you still have a responsibility to your family,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Whether it's the one that you make or the one that you was born into doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And I always look to them to be like, hey, y'all okay with this? Because I want y'all to be okay with this because I can't do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah,
Well,
they were
But
supportive.
I know my mother is like sitting on my right now because again, on the road all day, so I didn't get to make it to my own house. I'm at her house, so she might help me
oh,
for this. But we're in what 2025. I think up to 2023, my mother was still telling me, "You do not have a real job."
right. Right.
Yes, right now
No,
she could help me. But up to 2023, she was constantly telling me. But
yeah,
because when she come in, I'm busy. She's like, busy doing what? You don't
yeah,
even work. You don't even
yeah.
have a real job.
Oh
But
my,
I never like had it against her because again, some people are old school and they only acknowledge traditional. Mommy, I can't
Yeah.
talk while on the line. She's like,
yes,
some people only
mommy.
acknowledge like traditional rules, you know. So I remember one time, my mother sent my resume out and they called me for an interview, and I was like, where? And it was like, yeah, X, Y, and Z. And I was like, when I sent my resume, it was like, yeah, we got it, and we really want to interview you because you're. And I was like, what is happening here? I'm not going to give up my freedom.
Right.
And I went to the interview and I told them that I'm not giving up my
Oh my
freedom. While I'm
God.
perfect for the
Right.
position, I'm not giving up my. Because they asked me, why would you want to be here? And I said, my mother sent us in. I'm just respecting her by coming here, you know? So I think now she kind of warming up. She kind of warming up to it. But yeah, up to 2023, she's like, you don't have a real job. What do you do?
You know
Gainfully,
what?
gainfully unemployed.
Then
Gainfully unemployed.
when I started singing, what I was getting is you're putting all your money into this and nothing ain't coming back. You're putting all your money, nothing ain't coming back. You're wasting time. You're wasting time. You're spending top in mud, this and that, the other. But as the years go by, and it's like, okay, you get to be on the stage and so on, and they see, like, okay, well, this is really something. Okay, well, we realize she ain't stopping, so whatever.
Yeah. And it's just the passion too. Like it's just the passion
Yeah,
of doing what you really want to do, doing what you believe is your calling, not just what you feel like you have to do to put food on the table or
yeah,
clothes on your back, you know? It's just really operating in a space where you just feel at home.
that's
I
true.
was because home is not a building.
No,
It could be a person, it could be a space,
yeah.
yeah. So
It's like, I don't know, I was always a hustler, so I don't get it by any means. Legally,
the money
legally,
have to come.
people, legally.
Let me just say
Right.
that.
Gotta
Yeah,
figure
let's
it.
just yeah.
So, how would you describe your journey thus far from the time you started being an entrepreneur to now?
You want to take it?
Um, well, for me, it definitely has been one of growth,
Mm-hmm.
and I definitely have a mindset of I mean I'm probably very weird. I mean, now people tell you I'm very strange. I'm a strange creature,
Not
but I
strange,
ab
unique.
I I absolutely love constructive criticism.
Okay.
I do. I am one of those people who I love to hear what I could do better and improve. And I want to say that a lot of my journey has been me learning to listen and me learning and me being observant and me learning from those who came before me, which is something I think people don't do
I
enough.
just want to
So
stop you there, sorry, and say your husband got a unicorn because you listen.
yeah, I mean I was trying my best. Don't get me wrong, I tell you I'm a rebel by nature. But again, there were certain things that I had to do with this in joining this industry, and I realized that there are certain mistakes we don't have to learn the hard way. And I think that was something that I really valued in my career thus far
Right.
over the last couple of years, which was that I would have looked at the mistakes of others in my field and feel similar to mine. And I'm like, hey, I don't need to learn this for myself. I could learn it from what somebody else would have done. I
Yeah.
could learn from the mistakes of others and I could grow from that. And then of course there are mistakes that you make on your own. So my journey has definitely been one of growth and one of me learning to shut up and listen to the feedback I'm getting around me and being very accountable. So I'm saying that my journey is that. My journey is one of growth and constant learning and constant development and just understanding that I'm never gonna be too big or too experienced or too anything to learn. Learning has been the most beneficial thing in my life and I've done it all. I've learned in formal settings and informal settings. I mean, I came up in the yes the very theoretical side of things, learning classical
Right.
music up to grade 5 with all the certificates and the this and the that and going UE and degree and postgrad work and masters and all of that. But a lot of my learning would have been from toting props and thing for Best Village and Carrie Festa and working backstage for PresCon musicals when I was in Pres Mix Choir. That's just learning. So I
Yeah.
would say that my growth has been like that for my entire life, not only since I've become an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I can carry festa. Say there, like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Music festival. I'd say, yeah, 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 yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I haven't heard that word in like forever. How would you describe your journey?
I would say same, definitely one of growth, and it's also constant growth. Not that things don't happen.
Right.
So I also people like the losses because the losses do come sometimes. We're
Yeah.
not perfect. Things happen, but I've learned to take them as lessons, and I'm just glad that there were things like mentors. And I feel something that people don't do now that I made sure and did and paid attention to is paying my dues.
Right.
So just like Gabby said, before we really get into the role, operating in the role that we want to, I operated in every space within the entertainment industry because I want to see how things operate. I need to learn because with our roles, we have supporting roles
Yeah.
and we need to understand all those rules also. So it was that constant learning, constant growth, and whenever people ask me about the destination and growth, as I was telling them, like I feel like the journey is really the blessing. Like the journey is the prize, not just where we going, but just getting to experience all this, getting to go through the phases,
Yeah.
getting to experience the work, getting to learn and even unlearn some things because
Yes.
there are some things that people might have taught us or things that
Yep.
other people do that we think we need to adapt and
Hmm. Yeah,
we definitely need to
there's a
unlearn them.
deconstruction. There's a
Yeah,
deconstruction that you need to identify that not all practice that has been done in the
Right.
past, whether it's for long or not, doesn't mean that it's right, and it
that
doesn't mean that it's the
is right.
way. Yeah, and we need to learn to identify what needs
Identify.
deconstruction
Yes.
and what needs to be reconstructed, and that's important.
Important.
So
Yes,
important.
I spend my time just learning and unlearning, and I feel that really helps with just growth, and then the mentors and all that. So it has been a constant journey of just growing and learning and just enjoying it also, like enjoying
Yes.
everything as it comes.
Good. Because when you talk about unlearning certain things, I'm like, ooh, I don't think I, because some people, for some people, they will just follow and go down the stream with everybody else, and they wouldn't
Yeah,
say, no, I don't like her. Let me do it this way. Let me
let me do. Yeah,
start it this way, and maybe somebody else will follow it this way, and okay, this is how we're doing it now.
Yeah.
It'll just Same thing over
They
and
will
over.
just do it. And we also in the industry of copycat nature, right? So somebody see somebody else do something ABC.
Why
No,
you
I
say it
mean
like that, dog?
we behind the,
You know she
I
said.
mean
It's
we being real.
okay. Yeah.
We being real. This is behind the
Yeah.
soca, so
Yeah,
we dropping
yeah,
it real,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Somebody see somebody do something ABC, they completely different, a completely different entity and a completely different journey, and they going and do it ABC.
All right.
Not taking time to say, well, is that even the right thing they're doing?
yeah.
Right.
Are we following the right thing, or we just going and copy
Or
something
we just
that
copy and paste
one,
in, yeah.
yeah, we just copy and paste in something that might not be correct, also might not even align with us or match what we need to
Exactly.
do, align
And
with
it's
our brand. We just
yeah.
can't do it.
It's a
Yeah,
character thing too, because not everything is for you. And I always have to remind people that like that something works for certain people because of who they are, but not everything is for you.
for
And
you.
you know, we say not every client, and Avon, I had this conversation the other day, not every client is for you,
It's
not
for
every money is for you either.
you don't eat off every plate because that's how you
Correct.
get
Right.
poisoned.
Right.
That's how you get poisoned. I just do that in my stories
Yeah,
all the time.
that's
People
how.
don't eat off of every
Yeah.
plate. That's how
Yeah.
always get
Yes.
poisoned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That,
it's
that,
true.
that, that, that's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow.
It was a
Yeah,
hard lesson to
yeah.
learn.
Yeah.
And
It was
listen,
a
I
hard
mean,
lesson
and
to learn.
Avo, and I could talk on behalf of Avo that we, there have been times where Avo and I would have turned down certain clients, turned down certain jobs, turned down certain contracts because it's not in
It's
alignment
not in
with who we.
alignment.
And yes, the average person might see it and be like, ah, this look like
Yeah,
this look best. I gotta do this. But like, where's the thought behind it? Is this aligning with you? And you know, you just need to keep asking yourself that, is this for me? And this is for my brand and who I am. And it's not,
yeah. And
yeah.
don't throw money at me.
So
I
that,
want money. I
yeah,
don't need it. don't
Yeah.
don't
correct.
Oh,
so
listen.
don't throw money at me.
I
Don't throw
what
money.
I
I want it. I want it. I
yes.
don't need it. So
Yeah.
I will definitely say no.
Yes. Yeah, because money, because similar to Ava, I would say money is never my main motivating factor for anything. So you
Yep.
could never pay me enough to do or not do something. If I want to do it, I'm going to do it. And the same if I don't want to do it, no amount of money you fling at me is going to make me
It's
do
going
something
to
I don't want to do
be,
it though.
yeah, not going to change my
So
mind.
I want to
Not going
talk
to change my mind.
about Walk Up Productions, big up the Bayesian in the house. Um, like I tell my manager, we not hand them out, so that don't mean we
Correct.
don't cover anything. Um, and then as you said too, like okay, for a collaboration. Hey, I wanna do a collab with you. Okay. When I check your profile and stuff and see what you're really doing, nah, that is not for me, really. And
That's
my
not,
manager
yeah,
said, sure. I'm telling you, I just go off a vibes. That is not for me.
that's it.
You
And that's
know?
good. That's great. That's great practice. That is
Yes,
It
great.
you
is.
ain't gonna jump at everything, right? You
Yeah.
had to make sure, like you said, align with what you're doing. So if your vibes is on this and my vibes is on that, why would I go there just to say I have a collab
Yeah.
with some?
Just to say I have a
Yeah,
collab. Yeah.
yeah. And then who get you should see and then he said, you girl, why you do that? That is
Yeah.
but Gabby, as you mentioned before, the LG is your initials, right?
Mm-hmm.
So walk us through the services that LG Stage Management provides and why did you choose stage management?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, like I said, I've done a lot of things. Like in my life, in my career, some people might say it's a little ADHD, whatever they want to call it, right? But it's that I started off in stage management because I knew I was always meant for the arts. There was always a certain level of involvement in the arts and creativity that I've had since I was a child. I started doing very like I said, learning classical music from the age of 6. I played piano for years. I played drums for years. And then I would have gone into acting when I was in convent. But then, you know, in Form 1, this is going to sound really funny. And like, if any of my friends from convent could actually attest to this. In Form 1, you know, we had something called Tech Crew in SJC San Fernando. Setting up the little mics for assembly, you
Right.
know, and have little school show and stuff, you know, just setting up stuff. And again, it's gonna sound cliche, but I really liked being a part of making something beautiful happen. But I didn't like being on stage, and it was so weird. Like I love being a part of something beautiful and something creative, but I didn't like being in the limelight. It just didn't feel like me.
Right.
So I would have gone from the acting and the this and the that and the playing music to realizing I really love helping other people shine on stage.
Okay.
And that brings so much fulfillment when I can stand and look at somebody realize their dreams on stage or on film, or it doesn't matter, but being a part of that process. And you know, in theater, we have, because I'm a classically trained theater stage manager, which a lot of people don't know about me. So I'll say this out like one time. A lot of people think I woke up one morning and decided to just be a stage manager. I probably went and Googled what it was and did it. Now, I'm a classically trained theater stage manager for over 15 years.
Nice.
And I realized that I love seeing, making people's dream come alive. And I would have said, hey, I love doing this. I love being in the background. And the stage management went into production management. So as a company, that's what we offer. We offer full scale production and stage management services. So you can call us with an idea of an event. So there is a lot of overlap between what Avalon and I do,
Okay.
where you can call us with an idea, with a concept, and we have a creative aspect to our team. So people like Casey Phillips, who I don't know if she's on live, but like Casey, my husband, who is an audio engineer as well as a professional drummer. That my team is very expansive and a lot of creatives, and we also have a logistics side where we go to court and we get your licenses. We do industrial drone shots and we map out your venue and your traffic plans, and we do everything from start to finish. And then we also use a lot of subcontractors. We do have a lot of beautiful relationships with people in the carnival, in the creative industries. So everything from sourcing talent to finding suppliers for your events to anything really. Once it's an event, then we can help put it together for you.
Oh, I'm learning here because I didn't know it was all of that. Eh?
Yeah, and then we work.
Like,
We recently branched into, yes, we do live and we do corporate, so live events, and we do corporate and we do functions and stuff. But over the last year and a half, we would have also started going into, because production management in film is, and AD work in film is very similar to stage management. And as much as I have a lot of formal training, I do believe in the beauty of transferable skills, and a lot of the skills that I have are things that I learned in the past that I would have transferred into what I'm doing now. And the same thing, I would have now applied this to film and television and music videos and all of these things. So we do branch out into a lot of things.
but when I saw you posting up on the status and stuff with the thing with Joshua Garwa, so I was like, I said, and in my head, I was like, okay, I know she does stage manager. I'm trying to figure out how this comes to play with
Yeah.
what she does, right?
Yeah, yeah. I would have done
It's
work with
a
artists for
stage.
music videos. Yeah.
Oh,
Amazon Prime. I would have done some work with Amazon Prime when they would have done stuff in Trinidad.
right.
So we do, again, it's a matter of skills and knowing how to take those skills and apply them into different fields. It's really adaptability, and pivoting
Yeah.
and knowing how to take your skills and apply it to different
So
fields. So
when
yeah.
I saw you, I said yes because I only know one person, right? And I think most of the people in the industry know one person. But when I saw you started doing it, I said, we have that
And,
now.
and
No, you
that's the
said
thing.
amen.
Yes, I
I'm
did. Yes, I
But
did.
not, but
Because
this is the funny thing, and I want to be real straightforward here, because a lot of people ask me that, oh, I come out of nowhere and start to take people walk, which is not the case.
no,
All you need to remember, I mean, we talking here this is BTS, this is behind the
yeah,
soca. But I always tell people behind the stage, I've been in theater for years.
yes,
I have worked with the UN and with IDB internationally. I would have designed and implemented cross-cultural fashion shows and in Latin America and in the Caribbean. I would have done work internationally and Trinidad in theater way before I came into the soca industry. So I'll say like this is not a no come,
Never know come,
and
yeah.
but
it's not a no
I
come
know
situation.
some of these questions because you're bouncing out a lot. So some of the questions gonna come back again for you to touch on those certain things. So for who missed it, because like you're going
Yes,
so fast, you can
yes.
expound. But as I was saying, I was like, amen, a fresh face. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, and there's room for
There
everybody. So it's no
is.
hard feelings. There's room for everybody because
I know.
there
I
are lots
know.
of events, and every year more events are being added.
Yes,
Correct.
I know there's
There's
room for
room for
everyone, but just like
There
a
is.
perfect, right? You're like a fresh new
a
face
fresh new
with
face and
new
a woman.
ideas. You know, a young
No,
person.
I wanna say it's a option. So it's like this. Not everybody like KFC, right? But no, I gotta be real honest. Not everybody like KFC. They might find it too salty. Some people might like Royal Castle more. And I keep coming back to this. Where I say things like not every client is for you. I mean that to myself as well.
Yeah.
Meaning that the same way how not every client is for me. I am not for every
I am not every
client.
client, correct?
I I have a certain level of detail that I also hold my clients accountable.
Right.
And I say it like this: if you're not doing your work, you ain't go up my work. So if I meet a client and you operate on a certain level of chaos and disorder, of course I can manage it, but there's a certain point where I'm like, we may not be a good fit.
Mm.
Maybe you need another type of stage management and a type of production management that is not
Right.
me. And I am saying that's why we need to have diversity. Yes,
Yeah.
so what I do may be niche,
Mm.
where we may just have, and here's the thing, there are other beautiful stage managers in Trinidad who I send a lot of work to.
Okay.
Because that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
To be. Yeah.
Please,
I am supposed
please, please pass that on
no.
to everyone.
I am supposed to be booked and busy, yes, but there are times where I am booked and busy till I can't see my way because I am so flustered. I'm so much work going. I'm like, hey, X, hear this now. You could do this job. Me and my teams, because I have 4 teams that operate, and we could do 4 shows in a night. But look, it's the carnival season. I have 9 fete in a night. I can't do it all, and I should be able to know other stage managers to call them and be like, "Hey, Brethren, hear this now.
Right.
You could take this walk over because I can't manage it."
Um,
Because then
yeah.
there are also times where stage managers have called me, Gabby girl, I out the country, I on vacation with my family. You could hold on this job for me. It's an existing client of mine. It's just for this year, I will take it back up next year. But of course, because that's what we supposed to
To do.
do.
Yeah.
I
Sending the elevator back down.
my only wish,
Correct.
my only wish is that artists are listening to this, right? To know that okay, you can do this as well, right? Because I remember I came back, I had to come back early, and TV6 called me to do something, and I was like, I had to leave the country, but I can put you onto these other artists. And I reach out to the artists. They called me to do something. I had to leave the country. Reach out to them. And I'm sure they would love to have you. And they had them on, and I was so proud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was able to do that. But
Yeah. But and I'll say one really important thing too is that as people, as creatives, as whatever you want to call it, you have to work on your craft. And you have to be so sure of the craft and the service and the whatever that you offer that you understand and listen. When I work with her, I'll say it like this. Because look, there's a lot of overlap between Avalon and I, but Avalon and I are friends and we work together.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. But here's the beauty of it. If I have a client and let's say I can't make her work and I call a Avo girl, here this now, you feel you could take on this event for my what girl. And let's just say that client comes back and say, hey, Avo do a real good job. And if they tell me straight up, I think I kind of prefer to work with Avo, that's great.
yeah,
Because here's
It's
the
just
thing.
yeah.
Here's the thing. My thing is, as a service provider, I'll always try to be the best. And from the minute somebody's better than me, that's great. What can I learn from her?
right.
What is it that Avo is doing, or what is it that this person or that person is doing that I could improve on, that could make me a better fit for certain clients? Okay, that's make me a better person, whether it's a character building or just a general evolvement in who I am as a provider.
Right.
Yeah.
We have to hold ourselves accountable, man. We have to work on our craft. And we can't expect to not work on our craft and have people working on their shit, getting better than us, and then we want to know why we can't get no work.
Why we
Ask yourself that. Ask
exactly.
yourself, no, ask yourself
Exactly.
Yes.
that.
Exactly.
I
As
feel like this drink started
always.
kicking.
Yeah.
As
You now realize you're behind the soca.
yeah,
Yeah,
always evolving. Always
Yeah.
evolving.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Avo, where did I was trying to figure out how she come up with her bell, how she come up with her bell. I'm going through your name. But you will have to tell me how you come up with Avel because I can't figure it out.
Yeah. I would. I wanted to just touch on what Gabby was just saying just now too
Yes, yes,
before I say that. So
yes.
like with my team, I don't even call them staff. Like with my team, I always tell them like Avel shouldn't be a full stop. This is not your end
Right,
all, right?
right.
So what you're doing here is gaining all the knowledge and the experience because I want you all to expand. Up to today, I was telling a client that, and with my content producer, and she was like, "You cool with me working?" And I'm like, "Listen, why do you think when we go on jobs, I introduce you to the boss and I walk
Right,
away?
right,
Because you're a freelancer. We
right.
don't own anybody. We are freelancers here, right? And I cannot say, okay, I just want you to work with me forever. Have my dates clear,
Mm-hmm.
schedule me in, but I want you to grow to bigger. I always remember people like my niece, she used to intern with me when she was 16, right? When she was 16, she started printing some stuff for us and stuff. And now she works for a Caribbean risk management agency, doing project management that she would have learned from us. So it's like, that is what I want. I don't want people to just come and say, well, no, I think I have to just be with Avo all the time. She wants to
Right,
operate here. It's
right.
really about transferring that knowledge, transferring that skill, and making people better than we found them or better than they
All right.
started operating with us. So
Mm-hmm.
how I came up with Avel, it's really a merge of two names,
Okay.
Avalon and Cornell.
Oh, okay. Because
My
I'm
mother
here
is
like,
laughing. Mommy, I can't laugh in the live.
what are the two names? Because it's like she holding back. Okay, understood. I love that.
No,
So what?
I was joking. That was a joke. That was a joke. I just said that because he's in front of me and he thinks so. So it is a merge of two names, actually. Gabby laughing because she know how Cornell
I
is. She like, Cornelia,
exactly.
you're
I
from
know
Avalon.
he in the back there laughing. I did not even studying that.
So
Well, look
he's
at
like,
my gullible butt lap it up, right?
no, but it is a merge of two names. So initially, when I was navigating the party scene and throwing parties and promotions, and I wanted to start the agency, and we were print brand marketing agency, then only just doing like print stuff and logos and banners.
Okay.
I had a friend called Laurel,
Oh,
and she also, yeah, so she was great at writing. So I was like, well, right. You would do like copywriting, and she would do some of the business cards. So it was Avel.
mm-hmm.
I was like, I want to start this
I think
company.
the
Like,
lesson
she
as
want to
it
be
was
a part.
before. Like, let the person feel nice too.
Yeah. So pick up Laurel and Cornell and
Yeah.
it's so, and again, we talk about alignment, who you align yourself with. Because you see, after
Yeah.
Laurel, I still got an L.
Yes. Look at that.
So I didn't even have to change names.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, big up Cornell on the live
I
one
think
time. Big up Cornell. Big up
thinking big.
Cornell.
Yeah, man. Listen, you always have to have someone behind you that sees the vision as well and
Yeah.
supports. Like this wasn't my idea.
It
Oh,
was,
my husband.
yeah, no,
My husband.
I'm big up our men. Like
Yes.
Big
seriously,
up the
I think
man.
Yeah.
the three of us could literally say collectively,
Yeah.
big up our
Yeah.
men.
Yeah.
Because
Because regardless of how hard we work and that we are these, I say these boss bitches or whatever, is the men behind us that give us that extra support
That
and that
extra
thing
support, yeah,
yeah.
to do what we listen. Sometimes I coming home from my gig and I am knocked out hard, snoring in the front stand. This man is driving me home,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
and
Every time
as
this
yeah,
to me, it was like I see an error, and I'm like, do not reprint it because it's so big. No, I'm
yeah,
doing it over. What?
yeah.
But
But I found men are
yeah,
they want to pay
need that,
attention to those little details.
need that. So
Yeah,
Avo, because I'm about to call it Avo. Avo, I need to tell everyone on the live the services that you provide, like the full length of the name of the agency and the services that you will provide.
sure. So the name of the agency, full name is Avril Brand Management Company Limited, and we provide entertainment management and brand marketing services. So what that looks like is we operate as talent liaisons. We operate as talent coordinators, production managers for exclusive events right? We operate as artist managers, we operate as brand developers, which is one of our main services. So we're the person. I love being behind the scenes.
Oh,
Like when people, every time somebody interview me, I get nervous.
that's why you're.
Like I yeah, I get nervous. So we love being the people behind the scenes, making things happen. Let everybody go there, enjoy it. Let promoters shine. Let artists shine. Let people just, show their best brand and their true selves.
Right.
So when a company is thinking about adding entertainment to their event, they call us too. So we kind of consult on which artists would align with the event. We make a list with the costs and we, advise them on who to book, who not to book, that kind of thing. And then we go ahead to book the artists, work on the riders, and then on the day manage that
On the
whole
show.
seamless transition with them and the stage manager. So I would be there with the artist and Gabby would be on the stage and we'd be like, okay, this is
Yeah.
the riders. Gabby will let me know what time they're coming on. So it's that seamless integration. And also when companies want to bring in any kind of special celebrity as a guest speaker, as an artist, or just a guest performer, then they come to us to handle all the talent acquisition and hosting. So we will kind of have to babysit them for the period of time. I was telling people
Okay.
before I actually was heavy on a Vel, I was driving Barry Hammond around like normal, taking his family to the
What?
mall, taking his family to, yeah, because I was the talent liaison for Reggae Fest, Reggae Song Fest,
Right.
that the show
Yeah.
stuff every year.
Yeah.
And I have to drive him around and take his family to the mall or
Wow.
be by the hotel on call.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah. So
must say that on the live here, I'm knowing that you both work hand in hand. For the two events, art form and vice versa, and you especially with art form, I didn't know you guys work hand in hand. But for anyone on the live, when I had to perform, and Avalon and Gabby was involved with be it stage management, artist liaison, whatever, flawless execution.
yeah.
They treat you very nicely, right? And to me, I always talk about that. I was like, they treat me so nice. They make sure I was good. I had everything to drink, the name on the
Yeah.
tent, this and that. Like,
Yeah.
So that's
as an artist,
Yeah.
another one of our real core
yeah,
services. You see the
yeah.
hospitality aspect of our services.
Hospitality.
I take very serious. I always tell people like backstage management is something that everybody could get correctly. And that's why I made it a core service under Avel. Because so we will come and set up your whole backstage, deal with the riders, deal with the hospitality. Because for your artists to give their best on
On
stage, so
stage.
that your crowd feel that energy, it needs to start from backstage. They need to be
Right.
comfortable. So you
Yeah.
can't have everybody under one 10 by 10 and you have 30 artists and everybody. You can't tell your artists, well, you know, no, nothing to drink. I already pay a performance fee. So these are things I take very seriously because it's about
Yeah.
the experience and
Mm-hmm.
about the artist being
And
comfortable.
and Avo made a great point there, which it comes down to everything trickles down to the stage. So
Yeah.
sometimes, and this is why I say also, so that is important. And then also as a theater stage manager, these are creatives we're dealing with. These are artists, these are people who
Yeah.
operate on an energy and on a vibe. So
Energy.
if you throw off their vibe, they reach there and it's like, okay, they need a little drink or they just drink a little this and tell them, nah, me I ask for you. They don't throw them off, they don't
They
think,
throw
and
them off,
sometimes
yeah.
these slightest things could throw off an artist's performance, and you don't want to do that. You want to keep everybody in good spirits, good energies, good vibes, and sometimes as simple as making sure that they properly take on care of backstage makes all the difference when they touch that stage.
When I
That's
touch,
right.
yeah. So I play no game. I play no games with that, and Rane will know that
None.
from the time from
Yeah.
before she got to the venue.
Mm-hmm.
Like she already
Yeah.
know. I check, make sure. Okay, you're close to the venue. Okay, somebody meeting you by the gate. Somebody walking you to the
Yeah.
tent. Somebody
Great
like
communication too, and you will
great.
see with
Yeah.
the level of things that you all have to deal with. This is
Yeah.
what shocked me, eh? It was, I tell you, my first time experiencing something like this. You were thinking the level of things that you all have to deal with, like you're not going to get onto the person. Nope. You're
No.
going there to collect whatever you have to collect. I was right there. I'm like, but you gotta be so like, I don't understand, you know?
And I will be by the next spot in about 3 seconds.
Yes.
Because it's quick, fast, but I'll be
Yes.
back. So it's
Yes.
just about, and I guess that's things that we just learn and adapt over time. We learn how to move quick. We understand that in the industry we are in, communication is also very important,
Oh yeah.
you know. Yeah.
It definitely is. It definitely is. So I want to ask, who are some of the artists? Because I know people are like, well, who are those? So who are some of the artists in the soca industry you provide services to?
Um,
Um,
yeah,
no, you
Gabby, go first.
okay. Well, I guess so far me I've worked with everybody in the soca industry. So we do okay. I guess you want me to call some
Right.
names. Well, we do like stage management for Kes for his productions is we for Nadia Batson. Yeah, that's how Avon and I work closely together. We do work with Nadia together.
Yeah.
Um, I work with Pretty, College Boy Jesse, Young Brother. Um, well, I would have done work with Marsha. I mean, I guess
Yeah,
everybody is
that's
kind
a,
of a
a
lot
big one.
to. Yeah, it's a lot, and that's I mean, and that's still just in the, like I would have just Sunday gone would have done Nyla Blackman show. So the season has already started on a up. We have College Boy Jesse show coming up, Mikhail Tesha show coming up. We do have relationships, and we would have worked in various capacities with every soca artist that operates in Trinidad, really. So it's kind of hard in the soca industry to kind of list out who, because I guess
List
it's
out who.
everybody.
Yep. And
This
in
is good.
Yeah,
different capacities.
in
In different
various
capacities.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and
your list,
promoters. Yeah,
your list is about to
Oh.
be same or longer or
yeah. I
how many
mean,
years?
Yeah, because so you will do brand development for somebody, and then you will do artist liaison for somebody.
and
You'll be somebody's
it,
booking agent, so it's
yes,
just different. It's just different. So when you see me in for art form NYC specifically, like I'm always the artist liaison and backstage hospitality. Like
yes,
nobody don't touch and deal with my art. It's like nobody,
yep.
and that's for years, for the last 6 years. We're very grateful for we're very grateful for Gabby because before that I used to always have to also dabble in both.
And this,
But now we have Gabby, and yeah, for voice also. So for
Oh my
voice I
God,
would
for
do.
voice, I was just gonna say, oh, they drop
Yeah,
that on you.
and I think I always like mentioning Vibes with Voicey New York specifically because it's be such a big difference in the backstage and the stage as compared,
Right.
right? Because we totally lock it down
Yeah.
because dealing with that kind of backstage hospitality and chaos,
That's
we
a,
make sure
I
it don't
still have
affect
my pass.
anything.
I have my pass as a souvenir. That security was so tight. It's like you had to have this pass for you to get back there. They didn't
Listen,
care.
and I also people like, and again, we need to bring up our men because only after a while some people realize the security in all black right there protecting the stage was Cornell.
Oh, I didn't know.
You see?
big up
I
Like
didn't
was
know.
Cornell. I
Cornell.
want to say big up the
Yeah,
dog, big
because
up
we
Cornell.
had the other
I would have to
security.
look back at my video because I have a video with me walking and I was like nervous. Right? I was so focused. And my manager was like, and didn't have all my glasses, Gabby. Hear me. Is that Avalon?
Yeah, so Cornell was there because we had other security, but then I always put him like a close point to the stage to just be that second point. So in case somebody, because people don't really respect regular security sometimes. So in case they try to breach that, there's this other person that,
Yeah.
there to really hold it down. So yeah, would have worked with multiple artists in different ways, like we talent liaison for Barris Hammond, talent liaison for other artists. We happened
Okay.
to me
Funny you say
last
that
year.
because I was going to ask if your services, both of you, only
Mm-hmm.
is only provided to soca artists or people in the soca industry, or if you're
Nah,
tapping to people everywhere.
nah,
No,
it's
because
everywhere.
we work with like the first public visit for the U.S. Embassy ambassador, the new one we have here. The first public visit, Avel did it. We had to plan the public visit.
Right.
It was a Christmas party up in Laventille, and also include
Right.
entertainment and gifts and kids stuff.
Hmm.
We planned it, so we work with a lot of corporate entities too outside
Yeah.
of entertainers. That's
All
what
right.
it's transferable
And,
skills, as Gabby
yeah,
said.
and outside of the soca industry, because I also operate heavily in the reggae industry here in Trinidad, and then my husband is well, he plays a lot of reggae. He's a reggae drummer. So even when we operate here or in the states, I work with reggae. reggae bands. I would do stuff with jazz. I'm the production manager for jazz artists on the Greens in Trinidad. So in different capacities, and we
Different
would,
capacities.
yeah,
Yeah.
different capacities, different people, different crowds. We do stuff with corporate. So we
And
really
then
just kind of
venues too.
dabble.
So we could be a supplier or a vendor for a venue owner. It
Yeah,
don't just need to be a
Well,
person.
as you would say that, and you speak about the US as well, promoter, just come on, Natalie Lamon, big event,
Yeah.
right? And I'm sure you guys would have worked with her.
Yeah.
Very nice
Yep.
person, Bishop's Gill,
Very
you know.
nice person. Not
yeah,
slamming.
Yeah,
yeah,
so it's good to know because you do so awesome in Trinidad that you are wanted overseas as well, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I would have, and I mean, I want to mention, I mentioned him before, but I do want to mention Casey from Precision and from Crystal Room Studios because Casey, in addition to being one of my best friends, is also somebody that I work with in the US. So I would have like done like an indigenous music festival this like in 2024 with him out up in the mountains in Big Bear, California. And you know, there have been certain like jobs and stuff out in the US that, and this is why it's really important to have support. You know, we mentioned
Yeah.
friends and family, and it's important that you have the friends and family who, yes, is supporting you, but they also opening doors for you as well,
Mentioning
and
your
they
name in rooms.
and
You see those
calling your
people who
name
mention
in
name in rooms?
rooms. Yeah, because you know, and you know, in this industry, and I'll be real straightforward with this. In this industry, you know, you can't put your hand on a block for everybody, and
Yeah.
everybody you can't. And sometimes calling somebody's name in a room is also putting your reputation on the
On
line
the line,
because
correct?
I don't want to call somebody name in a room and then that person hires them and then they do shit.
And they
And then it's like, yeah, but Gabi recommend them or Avo recommend them. And it's like, so then now we questioning Gabi and Avo if something's shaking inside here because how
no,
them could
that's
recommend that person. No, seriously. So when you
no.
have
I used to talk
friends,
to somebody for that, you know.
yes,
I recommended them for a client, and constantly the client kept coming back and complaining. And I was like, listen,
Oh
if
no.
you know you cannot produce, then
don't.
say so.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and
Communicate
just
and
don't do
don't.
it.
But don't take people money and then you're not producing what you're supposed to produce.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So
I was very
I want to say
upset.
I want to shout out to all of the friends and family or anybody promoters whatever that would have called my name and Apple's names in rooms that would have opened
Yeah,
up doors for us.
Yeah.
And then in our way of paying it back, we do the same. You see, and that's I think, and again, I will talk for Avo on this because once you could show me and Avo that you operate a certain way and that you are really good at what you do, we will call your name in the right rooms.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Always. We will
love, especially
always,
if you're a
always pay
woman.
it. Always pay it
I
forward. We'll
get
always pay it forward.
I get what you're saying.
Especially if you're a woman. The world, nothing would ever go wrong if more women make money.
Hmm.
So I would always call another woman name in a room, and I would go further than just our friends and family. Gabby, you see this
Yeah.
community, we just take
Yeah.
it for granted. The people that follow us
Yeah.
online,
Yeah.
like it have persons that follow me online that say one day I'll be able to afford your
Yeah.
services, but for
Yeah.
today, I told somebody about your services, and
Yeah.
for that
Yeah.
that person will have my loyalty. They will just have my
Correct.
respect.
Yeah, I know. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it's important, as you say, to send the elevator back down.
Send the
So
elevator
you
back
have to
down.
do that.
I just have people up to today. A girl sent me because she was like, just from following you, I just feel motivated to really promote my business and get out there. She was like, because everybody say like you have a business and you do promote it. And today she sent me that she got to do a setup at a corporate gig, and I was like, well done.
Yeah.
Share what you do. Share what you do, and people feel good about that.
Yeah, I like that. So, and even as an artist too, you like when people talk about you because it has some promoters that will be like, I have no problem working with Rane. I love her attitude. She's so humble. She's cool, very polite, and so on. And I like that because why? You have a brand to maintain. I have a brand to maintain. If you think my brand don't align with yours or my performance don't align with you, that's fine. One
Yeah.
day it will. And that's
One
just
day
it.
it will.
And like that, you can't take everything seriously and be emotional about it. And no, I would say though, if you're blocking my name, that's a whole different
That's a
story.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
no.
a that's
No.
a
That's a
that's
No.
a
whole
different
different
story.
story.
But
It's
you
happened
see.
before.
But they can't
Boy,
block things. They can't block things forever. You know, let me tell you something.
No.
If God has something for you,
it'll always
if
be
God has something for
for
you,
you.
Yeah.
they could block it for a period of time. You know,
Yes.
they can't block it forever.
Yeah. Yeah. I
They,
remember one time there was this carnival and these people like we want her, and then they came back and said we trying to get even over this one person blocking, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
Man,
that's like Gil.
oh,
Sometimes that's be the story. That's be the story. I like sometimes when you're in this industry, is that from the minute is like you're offering a service and whatever, you'll always have people who think, but yo,
you
you just had
always,
a steady, you just had a steady course, you know. You just have to,
you
you
just have to
just
be consistent.
understood. But I'm
Just
like, what did I do to you? I swear we cool. So
yeah. But that's the
no.
thing,
Remember,
and I the thing too, Erin. At a certain point, you had to realize you's not the problem.
you didn't do anything. Remember, people have in this industry also. There are a lot of emotional beings,
Ah,
right?
right.
You don't have to do
boy.
anything. Yeah, you don't. That's the nicest way to say it. You
Mm.
don't have to do anything to them. People will literally watch your social media. They will literally just watch you operate. They will hear good things, and they will just sit on home and decide, no, I don't want to rock with her, or I
I
don't
don't
like
like
her.
she.
I don't like her,
Okay.
and I will
My
do
blood don't
everything in
take
my
me, that
power.
kind of thing.
And my
Okay,
blood
I get
don't
it.
take her. Why
Yeah,
your blood don't take
I
her? You never talk to her. You was never in the same space. No, your blood don't take her because she real. Your blood don't take her because she authentic. Your blood don't take her because other people love her and she doing a good job. But that
understood.
again is really not our business.
Yeah,
And I always tell people, if somebody could block something from me, then that really is not for me. When it's for me, it will come.
Right. I
regardless
did
of
agree
what.
on Natalie's not slamming saying yeah. She was like they could block how much they want, but not for as long as they want I guess. But me now
Yeah,
home girl being the Maloney she is brace the person and when I come off the stage I see the person I said, come in. Why don't you like what you talking about? Take my number. I
yeah,
don't want your
yeah.
number.
They never say anything.
All of
They
a
never say anything. I
sudden, they
never said
never.
that.
I
I
don't
never
want your
said that.
number.
We
Like
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love you.
yeah,
I
yeah.
have I have learned the importance of just putting on your blinders sometimes, girl, and just realizing that like not everybody gonna like you, and not every and the thing is that's not your business, and nothing to do with
That's
you.
not your
You,
business.
you
That's
know
not
That
your
what I
has
business.
say?
nothing to
This is
do
what I
with you.
say,
That's
right?
nothing to do
When I
with you.
my car door, my fridge door, my cupboard, my front door, and I don't see you, guess what? You can say that.
Exactly. Listen, Ian Allen said it yesterday in an interview.
Yes.
He said, he said if everybody like you, then you nah, that's
Yeah.
wrong. That's not good at all.
Yeah.
He said if 60% of the people like you and the rest of the hated, he was
Mm.
like, then you're real successful. You're doing real good.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I believe that because everybody wouldn't like you, and that's quite okay.
Correct.
You don't
Did
have
you
to let that
Listen,
see?
bother you.
Did you see when
Rain.
I said don't get hype off of everybody cheering you because you do one thing and them same
Don't
people.
get caught in the hype, yeah,
Do not
because people,
get
yeah,
caught in the hype.
in the
And
hype, yep.
I've learned that, your son, you really just need to focus on you. And like say, have your blindness, be observant of what's going on around you, and thing, of course, and be aware of the people that you have in your corner, the people who there for you and whatever. But ultimately, it comes down to you. You always listen. You know, how much times I just be hearing things about myself and say, really?
What? Not
I
Because
you.
hear
no,
I
because
hear
I will hear again. It's people who say this. They like to say this. What is it? This little Indian girl. I don't know where they get this little Indian girl talk from, right? But it is always say this little Indian girl
I
who come out of nowhere, who have no skills, who have no training. But I'll say it like this. This is probably the first time on our live where I've ever openly said my experience and my training and my background and the formal this that I have.
yeah.
But you
yeah.
see, I don't feel the need to.
Exactly.
You don't have
It's
to.
not.
I
You
hope
see,
you're
You don't
seeing
have to.
everything that Slamin said. She just dropping gems there.
You don't have to. You
I
don't
don't.
have to.
Yeah, I don't need to justify certain things. So yes, there have been people who come up to me and say certain stage managers say certain things about me, how X, Y, and Z, and I'll say, okay. And
Right.
at this point, I do not need to justify who I am, what I'm doing in this industry, the value that I add to this industry.
Let
Why I
whoever
do
think
that?
whatever.
Dog,
Yeah.
the value is seen.
Yeah.
I know the value that I'm adding,
Correct.
and the people that matter and the people whose opinions I value and the people whose constructive criticism I value.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all
Yeah.
that matters to me. Everything else is noise, Jen. You can't take on the
Everything
noise.
else is
Everything
At
everything.
the
else is just
same time, guys,
noise.
how important is it for promoters, entertainers, anyone that's putting on a show to have a stage manager?
Yeah.
I mean,
A
I'll say
thousand
it like
percent.
this. I'll say, yeah, like they need to. And I'll say it like this. A lot of times, oh God. Okay, so here, let me tell you what's happened. Promoters, sometimes they like to cut costs, right?
Right.
But it has cut costs in the wrong areas sometimes. And I mean, I'll be straightforward with this. There have been times where I will be hired for a job and then about a week before, girl, we don't have no money in the budget or sponsorship didn't come across the way we thought it would. So we don't think we could afford your services. So we go get somebody to just do it now. Cool, no problem. I say, listen, I've also said it before. We hungry. I said we hungry, but we are
Yeah.
begging, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I would say no problem. I'd say, but is it that you have another stage manager who can do it for you? Or is that you just bringing one of your brethren on to give you a hand? They say, nah, one of my brethren say that he could do it. Cool, no problem. And then those clients come back the next year like, hey, we go find out what in the budget for you, girl,
Yeah.
because we've seen the difference in when you're not here and
Yeah.
when you are here. So I'm saying, as a stage manager, and I think this is be the part where people just get tie up with me. I think because I'm a woman, they expect a certain level of irrationality because that's what people think when they think about women.
Go
And
about
sometimes we make irrational decisions and we are emotional beings. But being emotional is one thing, but being emotionally intelligent is something else. As an emotionally intelligent woman, I know how to regulate my feelings and how to do whatever.
yeah.
So as a stage manager, there are some very fundamental qualities that you need to have. You need to be able to function in chaos and under pressure. You need to be able to make hard decisions in high pressure environments. You need to
100%.
learn how to be an expert communicator. You need to, so there are certain things that you have to do because as a stage manager, you're constantly out in fires that most times you never started.
Yep. Yep.
As simple as it had an accident high up the highway that delaying all your artists by 45 minutes, but the band on stage and the band on start. So now it's like, what is going to happen next? What am I going to do? Now again, I have, I might sound like this guy from Taker and Liam Neeson when he said I have
Yeah.
a very special set of
Yeah.
skills. I do. I do, in the sense that I am a I am a former musician. I am a stage manager. I am a former auditor. I'm a teacher, and sometimes artist is big children, right? That we be honest. And sometimes, yeah,
Yeah.
come on. I just want to say it. Sometimes it's and you're dealing with egos and you're dealing with all of these things, and it's all these things happening all at once that not any and everybody can do.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you end up in a show and you don't have a stage manager, somebody who is trained to deal with all of these things, and you end up in a shit show.
I just want to say, didn't I tell you all this was going to be insightful and impactful? I hope you are taking notes. Okay? I hope you are taking notes.
So that's what I'd say. That's how important it is to have and I'll say it like this again. It don't want to be me. But you need to have somebody with that set of skills because it's on the night of a show, so much thing could happen. The artist costume could bust. This could happen, that could happen. Thing. Artists don't show up, blah blah blah. You need to have somebody who doesn't get flustered
Artists
under
don't
pressure, who can
show up,
make
you say,
brother man,
Yeah.
artists will show up all the time,
Artists don't show up all the time and then they don't show up on their time either sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
it's like, oh,
noted that if you don't show up at your call time, you miss your time. So,
and I'll say this now as I have the platform, artists, you have a call time for a
right.
reason. So you see men who like to call me, Gabby, I know you tell me the call time is 8:30, but what time I really touching the stage? I said, no, you sound like you trying to skate on my
Wow.
stage.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's why having a stage manager is important because the same way you're not going to ask a lawyer to do brain surgery. And I think people need to start, and I'll say it like this. people need to start giving creatives and people in this industry their flowers for what they are trained to
Correct.
do. My husband says something and I go down and quote him. He's like, he can't wake up one morning and decide I go down and do brain surgery on somebody. I can't be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody will
Right.
ever let a drummer wake up one morning and say that. But sometimes any and everybody feel like they'll wake up on a morning and just become somebody in the creative industries because it's not a real job.
Right.
It's
It's
a
not
real job like anything else.
Yeah.
a real
And if you
job.
want it
Yeah.
done properly, you hire somebody who would have done the training to do it properly.
Yeah. And
Ready for
I love when
it?
people
Let's
don't
do it.
hire people. Yeah.
The
I
judge.
love when people don't hire the professionals and you're there to actually witness it. And Gabby and I watch each other like, well,
Oh well. Figure
We
it
just
out.
make I
So,
just make hope.
which brings me
yeah,
to
we'd be like,
Avo. Which brings me to Avo. Avo, how important is it for someone in the soca industry, especially artists,
mhm.
especially artists, to market and brand and
And
promote?
yeah.
Like, I'm picking your brain here because I know this is a
I
particular.
have a link for that, that picking my brain comes at a cost,
Yes, you
generally.
do, you do. I saw that. I saw that.
but
I saw that. I did.
but yeah.
It says pick Argo's brain or something like that. I just get.
Yeah. But how important is it? So um people with businesses understand that they need to promote the business, right? They need to run ads, they need to hire a marketing team or have a marketing department. And then there's creatives. I wouldn't just say artists because we don't only work with artists, we work at any type of creator. It could be an influencer, could be a brand that is not even a
Right,
person, right? It could be a product too.
right,
And they always think, well, no, I have money for everything, but I don't have money to spend on my own development. I don't have money to spend on marketing. I don't have money to develop myself. But you are the business.
right.
You are the business. Whereas other persons, whereas KFC have chicken and fries, and you are the business. So you need to spend time in developing you, knowing your values, knowing what you bring to the table, knowing what will take you to that next level. What
Right.
is that next level? And you need to invest in
That's
that. And that wouldn't
great.
always, yeah, you need to invest in that. And I realize I say invest because
Yes.
some creatives, artists and others, they just think, well, now whatever I get for free, that will be good. So I will just run on a stage and the content from it, don't worry, it will work, I just go and do this and no, but
Yeah.
sometimes it just takes more. It really takes, people don't understand the power of positioning, the power
Okay.
of positioning. And that's where
Mm-hmm.
a brand manager and a brand strategist will come in because they will position you in a way that the perception of you, nobody would even know what is the truth behind the scenes. They
Okay.
would see the perception, and perception is what sells, right? What we like to do and what is the right thing is make sure your perception aligns with your reality. And that's where the authenticity comes
Yep.
in. And that's why I always tell people, like, if you see, sometimes people come to me and be like, okay, I want to develop my brand, but I want to do this, ABC. And I was asked, no, tell me what your goals are. Like, what are your 5 short-term goals and then your 5 long-term goals? Because maybe that's not what you need to do. Maybe you need to do something different. And that's what we'll dive in to develop a strategy specifically for you to build your brand. Because it's important that you are positioned as the leader in your industry. It's important that you are positioned as the authoritative figure.
Right.
You understand? So I
Question.
would say very important.
Did you have anything to do with the lyric video for the new song that Nadia just dropped?
No, I love it too.
Okay.
No.
I just love
So
the fact that the words are there because the song.
no,
Oh
so
my God.
big up. I mean, big up our boss, big up our friend, big up our brethren, Don
Oh,
Aiko.
I
Big
thought
up
you said
Georgie.
one
Big up
time.
Big
Georgie.
up
Any live one
Georgie,
time. He not here, but big up
the
George.
brainchild,
I
yeah, the
thought you
brainchild.
one time. I was calling Powers because he always talking empowerment. So I said,
Facts. Facts, no. I'll take that one.
so
No,
I
but
said,
big up him. I mean, he is the brainchild. He's
yes,
definitely a visionary, a creative, like if like sometimes we just sit and it's just ideas flowing from the three of us, and from those ideas we already develop our entire show. Gabby will tell you our entire program. Like
Concept.
George is
Yeah.
amazing. George is
Sometimes
exceptional.
you just sit down in the living room or sit down in the studio and it's just things
Yeah.
brewing.
Yeah. So big up George on that one. He's definitely the brainchild, the powerhouse behind all those things, you know?
That's good. I want to know from both of you, how do you go about connecting with clients and building your clientele, especially like with new clients? Like, how do you go about doing that?
Yeah,
But
oh,
Gabby, like,
I
well, I'm a kind of baker. I wouldn't lie. Like
wait,
I
before you
sometimes
go further, who gave that big thing? Because I was call me baker. So who gave that?
Casey come out
Oh,
big
yeah,
sometimes.
I could
I
see
kind
that.
of
listen.
I
bakey.
could see that.
I could have called me big too. He thinks I am the softest person on the
No,
planet.
he really think Avo is a Sophie. Like he's
He
always
thinks
say
I
that.
am the softest person.
Which is why when
Like,
Avo jump out herself sometimes, he'd be like, ooh,
yeah, and he's posted on his Instagram. He's be like, I just with a gangster song, and he's be like, you know,
Taliban's out.
Taliban, because he think I am the softest human. He find I just beg for everybody. I just want what is best for everybody. I just always want
Yes.
peace, you know.
Yeah,
Unless you really try to disrespect anybody that I work for or I
yeah,
represent,
Oh, I saw
then
yeah.
that. I
Oh
saw
no,
that
then
post.
then we just activate a
yeah,
different level of
you
activation.
see
That's
a
happen when you
different,
do
you
that.
see a different
Yeah.
side, but it takes so much to get there, you know. But
Um,
yeah,
when in terms of me and how I network is I think I'm always myself, like
yeah,
100% of the time. So I always look the same. I am the same way. Like I'm very the perception of me and who I am is almost the same.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I mean, yeah, so yes, I would use social media and I will network and I will market myself in a way where, okay, people will see my videos and people come and they talk to me when they see me out in public. Um, I would say I am not super aggressive when it comes to networking. I mean, I can always identify my flaws too. Like a lot of people always tell me I have to be more proactive in looking for work and going for clients, but it's really not my thing. It's not my strong suit. But I generally, I want to say I rely a lot on that. I think I'm good with people. I think naturally I'm a kind of kicksy kind of person. And people who know me know I'm a very unserious person in real life. And I generally, I think I make people feel comfortable because I'm always just cool. So it's like, I don't think I've ever like unapproachable. So people will come and they will talk to me. So usually people approach me. Hey, I saw your videos on social media and I always find you look real cool and you look thing, and I always wanted to work with you. I just wanted to ask you things. I just love seeing a woman doing this, and then I just kind of use my authentic self to just talk to people. But I don't attend like networking events or those
Okay.
things.
yeah.
I don't know. I think it's maybe something in the future. Maybe there's something. Maybe like I was said, like long term and short term goals. Maybe there's something for me to think. But I'm now getting used to being seen because I'm really like a background person and I don't really like being seen
Yeah.
too much. So even if videos are things, so I have to take things in steps. You also have to know what works for you. I'm always kind of awkward on interviews and like 'cause stuff like things like that going on TV and radio and thing. But it's small steps. So I guess at some point I will work myself into attending networking events and attending mixers and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
for right now, I just kind of hope people come and talk to me. And
But wait, did you do, because you went to college and all of that, and I know one of my electives were public speaking. So did you
yeah,
do?
I mean, that's the thing. I'm really good at talking to people like one on one. And yes, I've done a lot of stuff in front of groups. I mean, I would have made presentations. I had to present stuff for like my masters and
Yeah.
dissertation and all of those things. Yes, I would have, but in terms of pitching myself, is very
Very
different.
different.
I mean, I studied literature and stuff, so pitching myself is different from doing a dissertation on Derek Walcott in front of 1,000 people. That's very different than telling people who you are and what services you offer.
I was
And
like,
I'm a nerd. I am a super nerd.
we
For those
know.
who don't know, I am a massive nerd. So it's like I really like those
Yeah,
things. So yes,
yeah.
networking myself, I kind of bank on people coming to talk to me, which I know is not good, but again, it's
You
about
see
me
how
being
she
real
going
and
down
about
your
being,
tone, right, Ambo?
Huh?
Yeah.
yeah,
See how she going down your tone, like, I wish they would come and talk
Talk
to
to
me, like, you know.
me. Yeah.
come talk to
As you're
me.
talking about pitching yourself as hard, I don't think I've ever said this on Behind the Soca, but when Pretty first came out, and he was
Hmm.
on the mag, I was running Pretty's Instagram page. But no, when it's me, it's like, I don't know what the hell. You know, so
Yeah, I
push and do these
same.
things. So
No, like I mean, I want to hear what Avo has to say because
yeah,
I
I
think
want to hear what
this
Avo
is
has
something
to
I could learn from Avo.
and
I think.
No.
when
So
Avo answers, I want to ask the question Miss Kali asked. So go
yeah.
ahead, Avo.
So a lot of people think that I have a strategy to it and I don't. And I posted about this last week on my Instagram. Like we need to be more authentic with connections. Connections is a thing we cannot fake. And I feel like in networking events, it's too much of a strategy. So I don't attend them either. I always promise myself I'll get better and I'll try, but I don't attend them because I feel like everybody comes with this plan or this strategy. Like I only want to meet
Agenda.
her and this agenda. I want to be part of her network for a specific reason. And if I connect with people, I want it to be real and authentic because I'm a relationship builder. I've always
Yeah.
been a relationship person, and that's why the fellow who was taking my pictures 15 years ago is still a contact now or connect now because I believe in relationships. When I work with somebody once, they kick in on my WhatsApp because I believe in just being, as Gabby said, me, and that's what you get. I
Yeah.
always like sometimes when people message me on social media, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, reply!" I'm like, "Wait, people on Mark Instagram not replying, so you all could never be me," and we
Not
laugh at that
my
because that is
Instagram.
because this is not my Instagram. This is Mark own. So who is me to just ignore you? I not big, and I always tell people like nobody's that big. We never know. So I always
Yeah.
commit to like connecting with people. I always commit to answering questions as long as I could. Once it don't like cross certain
Mm.
boundaries,
Yeah,
I commit to really connecting because I believe in building that relationships. We are in the business of relationships, and relationships is
Yeah.
what will give us more business.
honest.
So I feel
Yeah.
strongly about that. I know exactly what to tell clients on what to post on the Instagram, what they have to do, how they have to do it, what to say. I write speeches for persons. I write speeches for celebrities, speeches for principals.
Wow.
And me, I don't know what to post. Thank God now for my second Gabby in my life, which is my content producer. So she comes up with those things and she makes sure sometimes I get it done.
Yeah.
But I have no strategy when it comes to myself. I have no strategy when it comes to my own content or networking with people. I just believe that it should be authentic.
Yeah.
Do I know if somebody wants to seriously do networking for, like, as the question they told me answer, Miss
Yeah.
Cali music, right?
Yeah.
Yes, of course, there is not an art to it, but I would say there's a way to be more intentional with networking that would work for you. But then again, you have to know where you want to be and who are those persons in that position right now or in that room, and then you need to try to align yourself and go listen. It's not just about you going there and be like, this is what
Dissonance.
I want,
Yeah.
this is what I want. It's not
You.
just about
Yeah.
you. You have to go in there, listen, absorb. Sometimes just listening or looking on, you could learn so much
Yeah.
and then wait your turn. I feel like
Correct.
in this industry, we don't understand the importance of paying your way and waiting your turn. We
And
always feel
waiting your
like
turn.
waiting your turn. Yeah, we always feel like things have to happen now because I
No.
want it. It has to happen now. But
Yeah.
patience is really
Yeah.
the game, and then you'll realize that it might not have been as sweet as if you had rushed it before.
Right.
That's
Let me
correct.
tell you,
When you wait,
I was
yeah,
really put for me, the perfect example for that is Lady Lava. For me.
perfect,
Because I
Beautiful
know her
example.
personally.
beautiful
Because
example.
I know
Stay
her like
consistent.
that's my childhood friend. I know her personally. We had conversations like, you know, they playing me song on the radio, da, 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 da. And now I like,
But
so happy
So,
That's
and I
right.
also people
Yeah.
remember radio is not, I feel like people also depend on radio. Radio is not all. Up to recently, I saw somebody say that, like, why radio not playing this song
It's
from the
not the
beginning?
be all
You
and
shouldn't
all.
depend. Yeah, you shouldn't
It's not
depend
the be
on
all and
radio.
all.
Radio is one avenue. You have a responsibility to push your music, you have a responsibility to let yourself and your music be heard. You have a responsibility to publish, market, and promote
Yeah.
yourself and your music. Also, when you do it, I also people, and God has helped those who help themselves. It's so in the industry too. We have to sometimes help ourselves. When people see you now, you're real putting in the work. You know somebody might feel, nah boy, I have to give Rain this chance because Rain put in that work. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
Rain consistent. I can see that Rain want this. She did, so she deserve
Yeah.
it, you know? Instead of me just sitting back and being entitled, like, well, I feel I big, so them have to come to
So
me.
them had to come, yeah.
No,
And
we in a relationship business.
yeah, we need business of people. We need
We are
people
in the people,
business.
yeah, the people and
People
relationship business, and we
business.
have to understand how important it is. How important. I also people. I could pick up my phone and call CEOs. I could pick up my phone and call persons who multi-million dollar companies, and we laughing, and that's because we would have built that
Yeah.
relationship. And when it's work, is work. When it's
Yeah.
work, is work.
And
But
when it's
you
Kiki,
know.
it's Kiki.
It's
That's
kiki, but
different. Yeah.
when it's work is work, and then I'm
Yeah.
always so very real too. So George just laugh at me. He's be like, you will go anywhere and try to always get like make sure the deal seal. Like I will go and be like, okay, that's so much time for that. But what do you think about this? And I will always try because it's about yeah, you have to win, but the other person have to win too.
Yeah.
You know. So, yeah. No, I mean, I always say that ask send your like I've never as laugh and tell people like I've never sent a proposal for Avel before ever in our years of existence. I've never had to send a proposal or anything. Everything is a relationship. We work with one client, that client send us
And
to
they
the next client,
recommend and they refer.
recommend
So
and
look,
recruit.
we
Yeah, and then
mentioned
the client
Georgie. So
come back.
look, like we mentioned Georgie earlier, and it was that there are some times where this is just how it works. Sometimes somebody call Georgie to hire the band and to hire Nadia. And Georgie say, hey, I'll have a stage manager. Nah,
Yeah,
this is who we don't work with. Hire Gabby. Gabby's who
yeah,
we comfortable with. And that's how it work. And then that promoter will use me. And then somebody come into the event to be like, hey, that show run real good. Who it was? The calling your name in rooms.
calling your name in rooms,
Yeah.
calling your name
And
in rooms.
and I just want to
That's
go back to
so
something Ava was talking about where she say, when we go into these spaces, and it's not always a gimme and to see what we could get. We also have to see how we could help and
how we could
contribute,
benefit
how we
others.
could add value to people,
Yeah.
Because
This industry
you
have a
see,
lot of sponge, They just come in to soak up.
correct. So I'll say it like this. My DMs are full of people messaging me, hey, I want to work with you. I want to take because people think that okay, they come in to work with me, they come in to make money, right? But you see, there are ways to approach people when you want to get into work with them or you want to get into business with them. So don't come and tell me, hey Gabby, how much you just pay, boy? Hey Gabby, how much you just pay, girl? Because I looking to make some money. Okay, so you telling me the ways I could help you, but you're not coming at
Yeah,
me with the ways that you could
yeah,
add
with the way that
value. So
you
before
could
you
add
come and
value. Yeah.
yeah, correct. So you have to show what is your value adding to this person you're approaching. So for me, I could say, hey, this now. So I see that you. So it might be even be from a again. This is my auditor part talking. You might look at somebody. I'll be like, hey, you might do an internal gap analysis and realize that person is lacking something in this area. But here's what, that's something I'm really good at. Here this now. I really want to work with you because I think that you could add this for me. But I also noticed that X, Y, and Z. I think I could really help you with that.
With that.
Show
Yeah.
me where we could exchange value and make each other better. That's what I need to know.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. I
Amazing.
mean, I feel like our clients become friends, and
And
not to say
some of
that we've
them
never
become
had,
family.
and some of them
Yeah.
become like as we say, George, his ears probably ringing.
Yeah.
But I remember earlier on, like he would say when venues looking for certain services, he would be like, "Boss, I saw this. Like apply." He was like, "Because you do these things for us.
Right.
You do these things for us. So apply." Clients
That's
become
it.
friends. Some of them become family. Do we ever have a horror client?
Of
Yes, of
of course
course.
we do.
I've, I quick, as I always say, I don't spend your money one time because I want to be able to send it back.
I
Right.
want to be able to say, oh, that's the case right here. What do you hold your
Yes,
money? Is okay.
yes,
Thank you
yes.
very
Yes.
So
much.
I have refunded a client
Basically.
already.
Yeah.
They are found few, but I've refunded a client already because respect is something that we will keep, right?
Yes.
And you're not
Correct.
coming to disrespect anybody.
Yes.
But listen, clients become friends and become family, and it's just a great time. And I feel like that's when you really get the best result
Yes.
because then,
Yes.
yeah, you get 1,000% from us, and then we are also willing. And I'm saying us because I don't talking on behalf of Gabby. We're
Yeah.
also willing to always go that extra mile. Yes,
Extra
we
mile.
doing this and that, but we have in our fields we also build a network, right? And we have connections,
Right.
so we could pick up the phone and call somebody who will have access to this. We could call, I do a lot of like productions also, like for video shoots and things
Right.
like that. So
Yes.
they need to set up everything on the set. I could make calls and be like, okay, I need this, I need a horse, I need a dove. My
I
WhatsApp
saw
does laugh at
that.
me all
You
the
you
time.
posted you
My
were looking for
WhatsApp
a
does
horse.
my WhatsApp does be laughing, and then I'll be like, got it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. I think one
yeah.
time she posted, I'm looking for somebody to be a clown. And I was like, this had to be a music video because you know way.
No,
Yeah.
and people
And
was
that's the thing.
messaging like my child
Yeah.
father and this and that and look a clown, and I'm like, no, I'm
Yeah.
A
not a real
I
real
saw that.
clown.
clown. Like
Yeah.
people be serious, but that's the life. So
That's in life, and the thing too with us is about the network and anything, but that's the value that we also as that sometimes you hire me for stage management, but then reach out by the venue and it's oh shit, we are no tablecloths. Oh God, we
yeah,
handle this. Oh God, Gabby, we need three more 20 by 20 tents because
yeah,
we didn't organize a tent for front of house and a this and a that. All right, cool. I pick up my phone. Don't worry about it. I call some
sure, because I
suppliers.
call.
I call this, I call that, boom, in 20 minutes, them people on the
It's
way.
funny
Yeah,
you say that, Gabby, because my next question to you was how do you manage to keep things flowing smoothly at events?
I,
Gabo laughing.
I mean, how do I keep things smoothly? Keep it running smoothly. Girl is, yeah, I
tell the truth,
mean,
Gabby. Tell the truth.
girl sometimes it is had a cost sometimes, you know. And some, no, I'll be, okay, let me not be funny. Let me be real. Every event is different, right? You'll never do the same show twice.
Never.
You keep a show flowing smoothly by understanding it's a beast of its own and you need to cater to it the way that you would treat anything that's an individual. So when I get to a show, I kind of suss out what are these elements surrounding the show. Is the hospitality dog shit? Is this happening? Is this whatever? How they're organized? I go into that show, of course, with an ideal of how I want the show to run, but I premeditate. This is also the overthinker in me,
Yeah,
right? I have a friend who say maybe I have a little tism, right? Is that I go into a show with the best and the worst outcome in
in
mind.
mind.
And I go
Yeah,
in there expecting what's gonna happen if no artist could access this venue? What's gonna happen if blah blah blah? All this is going on in this big head, right? What's gonna happen if I get out to that venue and have nothing for artists, no tents for them? What's gonna happen if it's a friggin' storm for the next 5 to 6 hours?
But why
What
not
is
positive vibes? Like
no?
you
Because you
don't
see,
get
and that's
it.
the thing. And this is the thing. You see, being positive but preparing for anything is the
yeah,
key. Is the preparation that matters. You see, preparation starts with thinking. So
yep.
this is not me being negative or even me saying I'm being a realist. This is me understanding I want the best for my client and in me wanting the best for them, I have to be ready for whatever this world throws at them. And I sometimes have to be the buffer. Because listen, and I will tell you this. what all they just see on stage don't reflect what's going on back, you know.
Right, because it
Nope.
rained in art form, right?
Right before Nadi had walked in the venue, that's what we did the one in Coney
Yeah.
Island. Right before it was pouring. And it's like, okay, so what are we gonna do? How are we gonna take this one? Before that, we got to the venue and it's like we trying to see what is the best, what we gonna do. If this happens and if X, Y, and Z was the case, Avo was ready to buy how much? Like 100 umbrella
Yes.
to
I
go and
did.
hand out to,
Ready to
yeah,
buy.
she did.
Ready, I did. I'm like,
Yeah.
listen. I say, okay. I know this driver bringing this artist,
Yeah.
this Uber bringing this artist, this thing. I'm like, yo, on all the way here, please
Go
somebody
buy
corner store,
go buy a corner store, go buy a
buy
dollar store,
20
go buy a
umbrella,
five
Right.
and
and
The
come.
below.
umbrella, and I was like, girl,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Everybody
Go
came.
correct.
Everybody came with
And
like 30 umbrellas handing me. I
good.
was like, thank you.
And that is a perfect example, Reen, of
Yeah.
why it is. Now we could have said positivity, sunshine, sunshine, sunshine. And that's all well and good. And that's
Good.
well and good. And we put in the positive energies out there and we want it to manifest.
Yeah,
But we
but it do
also
beat
have
reality.
to
Yeah, we have
we
to
have
prepare
to
for
when
reality.
reality comes to your show,
We
having
have
people
to prepare for
like
it.
me and Avo who don't suss out what
We done.
could take place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't start to problem solve and use our critical thinking skills to work it out in advance. And that's how a show runs smooth. Where,
But I
Yeah.
all
could
right,
see her positive, her brain was like
Yeah,
in that
sometimes
show.
people
I saw
just
it.
ask me, oh gosh, I forget to tell you that we need this. I'm like, yeah, we have one. It's just in the
yeah, it
search
done
can
there.
there. Oh
We
yeah,
don't
it's on
have
its
it there.
way. Like we already thought about that.
Yeah,
Like
this
you
one
would forget,
went
but we that's part of our job to
yeah
overthink
to
and to
overthink.
dot all I's and cross
All
all
these.
T's and even
Correct.
get something extra for just in case
Yeah.
Yeah.
something
Listen, at
happens.
any point in time in my stage manager's bag, Rain, it have a little sewing kit. It have a this, it have a that. I have a whole toolkit. Listen, I tell people when police stop me in roadblock and thing and they open up my trunk, they just be like, what do you do? Because is rope, is a parking cone, is a full tool set, is
A kidnapper on the move.
yeah,
Right?
exactly. I looking suspicious out here, right? But again, because it's all planning and preparation for whatever is going
I'm
to happen. So
sure.
that's how the show keeps flowing because people like Avo and I are constantly thinking 5 and 6 steps ahead of what
Definitely.
could happen and what is we yes, we always have a perfect outcome in mind, but that's
Yeah.
why the show keeps flowing. Sometimes I mean look, we in the season already where you have 5 and 6 events for a night, and sometimes those events have the same artists performing all of them. So
Mm.
I'll give a perfect example of a real life thing that happened just this weekend gone. There were more than one events going on. Had artists who couldn't make the show, but hey, that was the time I needed for the artists to change their clothes. So what we had to do, we had to find thing. Hey, all right. So I need you to stretch your hat a little longer. I need the band to maybe do an extra song or do an extra verse and thing because I need to buy time for the artist to change her clothes, to
To
do
change the
this, to do that,
Yep.
to ting. Because and it's something people don't understand. And I'll say it in big. I'll say it in real big here. Yes, you can ask. You might want to ask yourself, but why them do that and why do this? Understand that we are trained to make the best decisions with the circumstances that we're working with.
That's
So
working
you
with.
sometimes
Yeah.
do not have all the information. So listen, I just get slammed. I just get jammed sometimes from people. Oh, well, if that was me, I wouldn't have put an artist there and I'd have let them go on after this one. But what you didn't understand was maybe 5 minutes before that artist got a hot diarrhea and had to run in the toilet and hey,
And have to
the
run.
show needs
Yeah.
to keep going and
Yeah.
the thing and the whatever. But it's not my job to let John Public know that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's my job to make sure y'all have a good time of what you're seeing
But
on
what?
stage. So you don't
Well,
have all the information. And sometimes you need to trust us and who we are and our
That
capacity.
much.
yeah. See
That's
that?
trust.
No, that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just trust
Yeah.
the professionals. Like do like you hire us to do a job, then allow us to do the job,
Mm.
right? If we mess up the job, then you could make your comments, but hire us to do our job and let us do the job,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes we go to manage shows and nobody thought whoever you hired for logistics. Like I've had my team here to manage shows, and whoever they hired for logistics didn't think that the tents that you have at the entrance would need light. right? All these things we deal with going in. They don't think that okay.
Gabby
So from the
Hoshia.
backstage, yeah, from the backstage to the backstage that the artist in to the actual stage, it have a big like drop down. I'm like, so what the artist supposed to do? Jump?
Right.
No. So these are things, but because we have experience again in different parts of the industry, I would be able to say, well, no, you need to bring a piece of like a stage piece or some kind of a
Bring
board or something and
a
put
piece
there
of
so the artist
scaffold
can
and put
go
on
up
a
there,
riser,
go there.
put on a
One
And
something.
then
bad one thing until them open.
I have a bag that okay, I able to okay, let me just go in the car and drop a light. Drop a light by the front because we have the portable lights, so we have lights that is
Right.
pressed and we have pens, we have everything. Okay, service bad, we have a portable Wi-Fi because we already think about these things.
Because like I said,
And yeah,
practical
and rain.
empowerment.
Yeah, and rain, and that's why when you came back to the thing of why it's important to have a stage manager, why it's important, listen, anybody could buff up artists and run them on and off a stage.
Wait now, I don't catch myself. Hold on. Is Nikisha Ali in there dropping
Ali,
on the
yeah.
comment?
And it's also important to really have a event, a concert, a festival
Correct.
manager, a tour
Yeah,
manager,
exactly.
because
So I'm
your
saying
committee members
with
is not,
Avo.
Yeah.
yeah, your committee members
Correct.
is not the event manager because
Great.
them walking around drinking, who dealing
Yeah.
with the door staff, who making
Rubbing
sure the door runs,
shoulders.
yeah, them taking picture with the artist,
Yeah.
who,
Yeah.
who
I,
making
Exactly.
sure
I
So
just want
everything runs.
to say good night to Nikisha Ali. I just realized it was Nikisha Ali dropping all these
Big up
gems.
Nikisha
Yeah, and
Ali.
big up Shady too on the live. Be very wary of Shady.
Shade.
But Gabby, how many hours and Abu, how many hours would you say from start to finish you would pour into an event?
girl, it depends on the scope.
It depends on the scope, yeah,
Yeah.
and the event, and yeah, it depends on so much things
Yeah.
because it have some events that could have you working at 24. It have some events that you could be there for more than 24 hours,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, in the case of Joshua, we were awake for 38 hours.
Yeah,
Wow.
Right? So it depends on the type of the event. It depends on the again like the scope of the event. So in an event where I am just doing the basic stage management, and for me, what stage management means is okay, I will be contacting the artists, giving them their call times, whatever. But then it could also be more. So I'm scheduling their rehearsals. Sometimes I'm organizing with suppliers to organize backline. I had to do site visits if it's more of a production or a logistic heavy type scope.
Yeah.
So it really could range from something as limited as like Avo said to a 8 to 10 hour time, or it could be sometimes weeks,
weeks, yeah. Because
months, depending on the
there's
piece of
always the
picture.
prep. People think that okay, we just show up and that's it. That's our job starts and finish there. So and I think that people also sometimes when they hear a price, they question it based on that. But the show is the actual event is from this time to this time. But no, what about the
Right.
pre-work?
Yeah.
What about the post work?
Right. I was about to say that
What
too.
about the post work?
Yeah.
Because also when midnight or 1 a.m. comes and the show finish and everybody going home, that's not the case for the event manager or the stage manager.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, your venue had a load out. We had a thing. We
Who
had
going
to
to
make
check
sure
the
everything.
bar? Who
Who
going
gonna
to make
check the
sure the
bar? Who gonna
vendors
check
come?
closing stock? Is so much, and that is why it gets me really. I know I don't really let things get me angry, right? It's not really something, but that's why it's get me really angry sometimes when promoters or people don't value or don't understand why we charge what we
Right.
charge.
Yeah,
Is that
People
it's
don't
so
see
much
it. They
more.
don't
They
see.
don't see it,
Yeah.
but they feel it when we're not there, and that's the
yeah,
thing.
they
Because
do. They
when
do.
and then after, best trust and believe you. Next year they just find the money, you know.
Yeah. Not even, and they're not even waiting until the next year to come. Like
Yeah.
literally right after, they'll be like, "Listen,
Locking you in
next year this
one
is the
time.
date," and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
They
No
had a
problem.
locking. They had a
no problem,
locking one time.
no
But
problem." But the price we gave you last year is not the price for next year, right? Because
hey,
yeah,
And I want to say this because I mean I can't see nothing. I don't see nothing. Nobody posting here because I can't.
uh,
Whatever, right? Okay.
promoters are hustling that and they won't
they won't
understand.
understand.
No,
Definitely, yeah.
and I should say,
Some understand.
and some do. do. And you see, let me tell
Yeah.
you, the ones I could understand promoters who now gets it into it and you're now trying to establish a brand. But what does disappoint me is promoters who have been in this game for so long and still want to squeeze people
Yeah.
and who
Yeah.
still want to try to get the most out of people by paying them the very least or the very minimum. To me, I always want to know why the industry not growing and why people can't. Dog,
Yeah.
this is the,
And on that point, why the industry not growing also is because I feel like there's nothing also wrong with working together. Like Gabby's a stage manager. If I'm managing an event or production, Gabby's the stage manager, right? But there are some persons that want to be generalists. They want to do everything. They hire them to do one thing and they say, no, I will do this, I will do this. And then they are so overwhelmed and it reflects on the end product of the entire brand and event. But
yeah.
just to say, okay, I alone want to make the money, but why? Like share it and let the product be something that people could follow and that could grow.
And that they could be proud of at the very end.
Yeah. Like
And
everybody
that's
could work
yeah.
together. Everybody could work together and
Yeah.
just call out somebody else. It could be under you. I have event planners, right? That would get contracts for events. And they would call me and say, okay, Avo, this is the areas of the event I want you to handle. No problem. And I go in there in all black, no logo, because tonight I'm representing you and I understand that. I understand that.
Exactly. And you know what's the funny thing? So much people say, Gabby, I never see you in an orange jersey before.
Because I've
They
seen
had a
people that
video.
understand as one team, as one
Yeah.
brand.
It's one team, it's one brand at that point. And you see, we have to be willing to help build others now
Yeah.
and realize that, you see, for me, when it, sometimes you stop making things about you. It's when you learn a lot about yourself too, huh? And
Correct.
working with that team has taught me a lot about who I am and what I'm good at, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, and it has also given me the opportunity to experience other people and their strengths and weaknesses. So there are times where I can call on people to be like, hey, hear this now. So I have this job now. I could be very honest. I lack a certain amount of finesse. I am not good with things like deco and
Mm-hmm.
not my thing. But again, if I was a generalist, yeah, flowers and yeah, we could put some grass wall and whatever. But
Listen,
again,
the
I
stories
know,
we could tell.
I know what I could do and I know what I cannot do.
Yeah.
So I will then be like, let me find somebody whose strength is in the finesse and is in the softer things. However, yeah, if you're talking to me, you're talking lights and trussing and scaffold and things, sure. I think
Yeah.
other than that, know what you could do, build your team like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spread the work and let everybody eat.
Let everybody eat. I tell people call me to management. I'm like, yo, it has somebody for logistics. It have the person who on content. It have the decor person. Everybody cannot do everything. You have your zone of expertise and
Yeah.
your area of expertise, and
Yep.
you focus on that,
Because
and everybody will grow more.
and you and believe it or not, sometimes you can shut up yourself by doing that, by taking on too much. Because I'm gonna say it like this: you get $100,000 contract to do stage design, infrastructure, this decor, talent acquisition, bam, bam, bam. Now, you understand out of those 9 or 10 things that they want scope wise, you are really good at 3. And the other 7, you know, but you ain't good at it. And you know what's going to end up happening? You will try to do all 10 and they will never hire you back because you do a bag of ass.
You do a
But
bag.
then,
Yeah.
what could have happened now is you could have taken 30,000, handle the 3 things, let the other people do things, and then every year you get back that contract.
Yep.
And that's what we
Yep.
do to the longevity sometimes in spreading it around and letting everybody and again you're building everybody and everybody's working as a team.
Yeah.
Flawless is saying man.
What was the question? What you said? What is the definition
What
of
you flawless girl?
flawlessly? What does that? It
what
looks
what they want, they come to you. This is what I want, and you're like, okay, I see your vision. Leave it. I'll handle it, and you have executed that exactly how they wanted it. That is my definition.
I would
okay.
I would always find something to
Oh,
I'll say it like this. The product may be flawless where they may be extremely
yeah.
satisfied. But for me, I could honestly say in my entire career, I've never had a flawless process.
Yeah.
That because remember we started off by saying it's always a learning and growing type environment. As in that's I think that's how Avalon I kind of thrive too, is that we always look for ways that we can improve ourselves and be better. So
Yeah.
from the minute I start seeing my process as a flawless one, it means that I think I've perfected something, and I don't think so. I mean, the client would feel as though they would have gotten what they've paid for. They are extremely happy and they've gotten a flawless product. But I would say, process wise, I always find the room where I could do better, be better, learn something.
Okay.
So that
So,
is my thing on it.
um,
Yeah. But I
oh,
feel good. I feel good. I feel like when somebody says, Gabby, I'm really happy with the service you provided,
yes.
I feel good because I feel like this is why I'm here. I am here to make sure that you get the best end result. And I do feel that sense of fulfillment, which is what makes me go sometimes. When it's for carnival, the week will pass and I will sleep 15 hours in total. When it's like that week before carnival and it's event, into breakfast party, into brunch, into this, into a, then back into a juve, into this and a bam, 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 bam. But you feel a sense of fulfillment when you see other people's dream come alive and they're
Yeah.
happy about it.
That's
Yeah.
that's it for me too. That's as always be like I'm not just doing this for me. Yes, it feels good to yeah, sorry guys. Who keep calling like it's 11:20.
No
Please.
boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah, so yes, it feels good when you know you executed something, you executed something and the client is
Yeah.
happy and you feel a sense of fulfillment also and you feel great. But I think just seeing, because what people do in our fields, I think to sum it up, is people really put their vision in your hands. So they have this vision, they have this idea, they have this concept, and they depend on us to
Yeah.
execute it, right? To the best of our ability. And just seeing that come to life is like, wow. It's like, wow.
And it
Sometimes
feels
just watch,
good.
Yeah.
yeah, you just
Right
feel good
about
because
it.
seeing like, wait, this really came from an idea. This was a thought. This was a thought, or this was
Yeah.
a drawing on a paper. Like I wanted the event to look like this.
Yeah.
This,
Yeah.
it was just an idea, and to see it really come to life, I feel like there's
Yeah.
no greater joy, really and truly,
There's not,
in our,
and I
yeah,
think sometimes we we need to remember how important we are to people. Let me say that I think I am important, but we have to understand sometimes that the positions that we are in, that the role and the importance that we play in somebody else's livelihood,
To piece
Me then
things
remember
together.
for artists who this is their bread and butter. They
yeah.
put in their whole life in their hands on that stage, in that event. Because I'm gonna tell you, if you do shit, if you don't come there with the right energy, intention, the right skills, with the right anything, you are actually doing them a disservice.
Disservice, yeah,
That's like,
yeah.
I tell you, that's like giving it, that's like trusting somebody with your brand,
But
trusting somebody with your life, your
yeah,
livelihood, and them not treating it with care.
with care.
And that could never,
This is just a dollar for them. I just making
yeah,
some money.
Right.
It's the same
yeah,
for like somebody calling an artist manager or artist booking agent, and they're always greeted with like attitude or lack of communication, or I'll answer when I want, or I'll respond when I want,
nah,
or no, because whereas you might be on a stipend or you might get paid anyway, or whenever the artist eat you eat, or whatever would be the arrangement,
Right.
this your talent is dependent on these
Yeah.
calls to eat, to pay bills. This is their
yeah,
bread and butter. So the least you could do is, be accommodating, be kind, be
yeah,
just because you have their brands literally in
yeah.
your hand.
And I tell people like I am, like I some people say I kind of rough and thing, but the people who actually know me know I's a real lover too.
Yeah.
I love people. I genuinely love and care about the people that I work with. The people who work with me, I care about them immensely. Look, okay, like example, I'm a stage manager. All I really supposed to do when some people mind is show up to your show, make sure people come on off your stage and get off. But no, look, Nyla's show was this weekend, the morning of her show. Hey, now you had breakfast? You ate something? You're okay? You're drinking enough water? How you feel? You feel okay? Don't be nervous. Everything will be fine. I think whatever, head down to the venue. You're good. You picked up your clothes. You did this. You got your stuff. You whatever, whatever. Okay, cool. You make sure and pack something. It's a
Yeah.
certain level of care and detail that you give to people when you realize that they trust in you with their life, you know.
And you can't force that. That's something that's natural. So we say it has things that we look to mentors, we look to coaches, but it has something your mentor and your coach cannot
They can't
teach you or
teach
cannot give
you.
you. This is things that this is your nature. These is things that you have to have. It have to come natural. We have to be our brothers and
Keep
sister keeper. We have to
people.
naturally care about people. We have to. Otherwise, I mean,
No, and you see,
it's
and then you see the people that you treat like that. It comes back to you, you know. No, and you mustn't look for it to come back. But look, I look at my staff, right? I even look at like Alvo and thing. Sometimes we working, and you will just get a you eat something. I was like, nah, I need nothing. He come. And my staff, sometimes I run a show and I will just be feeling somebody grabbing my ankles and I look down. It's because my staff handed me a bag of pylori and a
to eat.
Coke.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Because
hey, we
that's
ain't see you
the
eat.
furthest thing from our minds on even day, like eating. What? No.
Yeah,
That
no. Yeah.
matters.
No,
It matters.
it
It
does
really,
for
really matters.
events. Listen, and I mean, I would say this because I mean, and I have no filter with certain things. Sometimes people overlook the backstage stuff. Sometimes we understand. Okay, cool, you're catering to your artists and your whatever, whatever. I don't hold that to nobody. When I roll in with events, I roll in with a fully stocked cooler of juice, energy drinks, water. Every time I'm spending my money to make sure that the engineers, the sound engineers, the band, the men who putting up the facades and the men who hey, oh, they need water, I bring some extra water. Hey, I thought I walk in with you them, you can buy them 20 pack of snack in a bag at 20 for 20. Sometimes I pick up
When
two,
it
three
get
of that and
done,
I it's a cheese sticks and a cheesies and a this and a that you're eating. And it's hey, I have a cooler there with some water, some Coke, some Lucozade and some Gatorade. Or they take all they want now. Because again, you have to care about people. You can't expect the best out of people if you don't give them your best now.
okay. Five, five fun facts. Yeah. So
Um,
I feel like so we have a staff group with probably about core staff would run us. Core staff is like six of us. That's core. That's core team. But then we have a staff group where we will pull from because they were trained, they work with us a lot. They could also operate in a space with one of our core staff being the managers, and that will run there. So, but core staff would be about six.
yeah. About the same for me. I have core and then remember a lot of the work that Avalon I would be doing. It varies by scope, it varies by season. So we have a lot of seasonal workers. I would say that people who we bring on board at certain times, people that we call on for certain types of events or for certain things. So there are the core team would probably help on a more strategic level and operational. Then you have people who you would just call out operationally for certain
Just
tasks,
within that.
more or less.
got
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. Okay. So y'all see
As my battery's on 4%.
say that again?
My battery's on 4%.
Okay, all right. So let's hurry here. So I wanna say fun fact, Avo, where did you go to school?
Um, Secondary school.
Yeah. Oh,
Elbow Blue, one of the
okay.
best secondary school in the East.
Okay. Favorite
They got blue.
Trini
They get blue. Favorite?
Trini dish.
Favorite Trinity dish would have to be okay, mommy. Cassava and saltfish.
Sneakers or heels?
Oh, come on.
I know.
Sneakers any day.
All inclusive or wet friends?
All inclusive, only because I do not like to be soaked down. I would be sick the next day.
Yeah.
So maybe all inclusive or cooler fat, cooler fat. Wet fat is not really
Juve
my thing.
or pretty mass?
Definitely Juventus have more vibes.
Gabby, school?
Secondary. I went two, so I went SJC San Fernando up to Form 5, and then Holy Faith Convent Penal for Form
All
6.
right. Favorite Trini dish?
Doubles.
Well, I can pretty much know this, and yes, I with you on the doubles. A relaxing day at the beach, all I know with friends.
I mean, beach,
All inclusive or cooler feds?
cooler.
Juve or pretty,
Sorry?
Juve or pretty mass?
Juvie. I've never played Pretty Mass in my life because one, I was not no hot girl, and two, I hate hot sun, so I not fun
Okay.
that thing.
So what else can we expect from you all for 2025?
You just have to stay tuned, but I expect, and I would talk on behalf of Gabby, and she'll still answer for herself, but I mean, you could expect that we would grow more. You could expect to see us operate in our gifts more, and really, I think what people like us, because it's not just us, I mean, there are so many other persons like us operating in the
Yeah.
industry, and I believe that this where this year and beyond is where we really get to shine and change the whole trajectory of how the entertainment industry is really operated.
Yes.
So look forward to that. Yeah.
You could, so yes to everything that Avo said, and you could also expect to see us continuing to set a standard.
Yeah. Yeah.
A standard
That.
that
Yeah.
I am somebody, I'm not a fan of mediocrity, and I feel as though my goal this year is to hold people and myself accountable to operate at a great, and I'm not saying international standard, because I don't think of things that need external validation like that. I need us to start setting a standard for how we operate in this industry,
Right.
and I plan, and Avo also plans on being a big part of that
Yeah.
for this
Big part.
2025.
Correct.
So persons willing to book you for your services, how can they reach you?
Yeah. You can check us on Instagram. We're there. Send us a DM.
Get
Yeah.
so some people might be seeing the name, the IG
The
name.
name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're Aval.agency on Instagram or personal profile. I am Avalon Gomez on Instagram also, and Facebook and LinkedIn.
Oh,
Same
Yeah.
name.
okay.
And I am LG Stage Management on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. That's young people thing that I'm still figuring out, but that. And then on my personal page, Gabby underscore LG13. And then on LinkedIn, Gabrielle Chandler on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what advice, this is my final thing for you here. What advice would you give to anyone wanting to become an entrepreneur?
You wanna go Gabby or me?
I'll start. I'll just say work on your craft, and that's something I'll just leave with everybody. You cannot expect to be the best or great at anything
Mm-hmm.
unless you work at your craft. So you need to put in the work first,
Yeah.
and then trust me, once you put in the work and you learn your shit, you'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I would say additional to that, just start. I feel like Many times people wait for the perfect time. So just start. You'll have time to fix it. You'll have time to tweak it. You'll have time to pivot. And remember that being yourself is the most important thing
Yeah, that's.
in any entrepreneurial space.
I so enjoyed this. This was so educational. Oh my god, I love you guys so much. Thank you
I
so
love
much.
you too.
We had so much fun
Yes,
here. I had
Yes.
fun.
thank you. Look at that. Thank you for your time.
Who's that?
Yeah, when she did the cards, I had to catch it for some
Yeah.
reason. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time and thank you for joining me on Behind the Soca. Hold it together.
Right
Don't do the.
now, Avo, your phone is on 2% struggling.
It's on one actually. One.
Okay.
One.
So thank you for your time and thank you for joining me on Behind the Soca. I greatly appreciate you all and this will be posted in my feed if you want to listen back to what you said.
Right,
Thank
guys.
you.
We appreciate the
Love
love.
you,
Thank
Dave.
you.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye, you guys. Bye, everyone.
Guys, this was such an insightful and impactful Behind the Soca. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight's live. It'll be posted in my feed for those who missed all the things that was said that is so critical and so important. Make sure you check it out. And make sure you check out my logo. Have a good night.